Good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I am with my good friends, brothers, that is Miguda and Makobura. And also on the comment section, I can see we are joined with Gibson Corner and Judith. Welcome and be part of the conversation. I hope and I believe that all of you are doing fine. Today, we want to have a conversation of what is taking place in the country, especially. Today we had a burial, especially the burial for the young lady in Kiambu County that happened around Duberry, the young lady who was shot during the Sabasaba protest. Before we go into the main discussion, let me take this opportunity to welcome my brothers. Makobura, how are you doing, sir?
Okay, good evening. I'm doing good. I thank God. Natumai ya kwamba nyinyi pia mko salama. Wewe na Miguda na wenzetu ambao wanatutazama wakiongozwa na Gypsy Corner. Naona ametangulia na tena naona mwenzetu Judith Karwitha naye pia ako hapo upande wa comment section, na bila kusahau Brenda Obedi pia anatutazama. Tunashukuru kwa kuwa wamepata nafasi kujiunga nasi jioni hii ya leo ili tuzungumze mambo ambayo yanatuhusu sana sana, haya maneno za mambo za siasa. Nawakaribisha wote tukiendelea na
asante sana Miguda. Makobura, kabla tujapatiana Miguda nafasi, labda wewe kama uko na jambo ambayo unaweza sema sana sana kuhusiana na kifo cha mchekesaji ambaye alikuwa anafanya vyema katika tasnia ya burudani. Alikuwa anaigiza ama alikuwa anavaa ile husika sana sana, alikuwa anavaa ile Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa amependa kumuigiza, lakini leo hii tumepata habari kwamba hayupo tena nasi. Labda kama uko na jambo moja labda unaweza sema, kama ulikuwa unamjua ama labda tuko familia. Makubura ni kama okay. Miguda, hali gani?
Nilikuwa nafikiria unazungumza na Miguda. Sawa, basi acha nipeane maoni yangu. Maoni yangu ya kwanza ni nataka kuchukua hii fursa kutuma rambirambi zangu na saa za Brother Benson Media kwa ndugu yetu mcheshi, comedian who died. Personally, I've been following the gentleman and I really liked his comedy, the use of satire, the use of comic and all those things. It is a reflection of how youths of the Republic of Kenya are actively engaging into what they are really able to do. I think it's so bad that we lost him at a time when he was coming up to be known with the world. I think the best thing now you can do is just to pray for his soul so that he may rest in peace. But it's such a painful thing to in the field of comedy and to the entire country and those people who knew him at a personal level. Again, on the matter of the young baby Njoki was being buried in Kiambu, I saw the mood there was such a sympathetic mood, I would say, that a young child who never went for demonstration, was just watching a TV at home, was shot dead. And I think it's so painful. I am trying to imagine how the family is feeling, the mom is feeling, the dad is feeling, their friends, schoolmates. It's such a painful thing that a young child that did not really know even what was going on had to go through that. And that is why we are still calling out to the government and also to the security sectors. It is so bad. Let them just imagine, that it is not good it is not good to use excessive force in handling these matters. It is not good to be using live firearms in, dealing with human beings. That is what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much. Asante sana Makobura kwa maoni yako. Ni jambo ambalo tutazungumzia sana sana, mambo ya mtoto ambaye leo alikuwa anapatiwa salamu, alikuwa anapatiwa heshima zake za mwisho. Sana sana ni mtoto ambaye ni mchanga sana, na yule ambaye bado alikuwa na uhai wake mbele yake. Miguda, labda wewe maoni yako kuhusu kifo cha Mcheshi, na vile vile labda mambo ambayo unaweza sema kabla bado tujaingia kwa mazungumzo ya leo.
Asante sana kakangu kwa muda huu. Kwanza ningependa kutuma salamu zangu kwake Makobura na wewe, na vile vile wale wenzetu ambao wako katika comment section, Japsekona na rafiki yetu Judith Karitha, na wasalimu wote. Na pia ningependa kutuma rambirambi zangu kwa hayati yule Mcheshi. Kwanza ni mtu ambaye tulimwona kwamba alikuwa na tia bidii, alikuwa anafanya katika content creation industry, na vile vile sasa wakati umefika na mambo imekuwa hivyo. Tunapenda tu kutuma rambirambi zetu kama wale watu wachanga na wale vijana ambao tuko rika yake, na kwa familia yake pia tunatuma rambirambi zetu. Na pia ni tu imefanyika tu kwa bahati mbaya, amepoteza maisha yake, lakini yule mtu ambaye tungempenda tukae na yeye katika siku za usoni, but maisha inakuwa hivyo. Sasa hiyo ni maoni yangu, lakini tutasonga tu mbele kama wananchi.
Okay, asante sana mandugu zangu. Kwa kweli kama we ni mtu ambaye labda amekuwa mtu ambaye anafuata burudani sana sana, huwezi kosa kumjua, labda huwezi jua tu kwamba huwezi mjua kama rafiki yako, lakini tumeona kazi ambayo yeye mwenyewe alikuwa anafanya ni kazi ya ucheshi, na vile vile alikuwa anavaa husika ile ya aliyekuwa naibu wa rais Rigathi Gachagua. Hii inatukumbusha tu katika hii dunia kwamba sisi ni watu ambao wako safarini. Kuna siku ambayo tutatoweka. Kitu ambacho labda Mwenyezi Mungu hakutueleza ama ni kwamba tutatoka aje. Unajua, mimi nalinganisha tukiwa katika highway, kuna zile tunaita exit. Kadri unazidi kuenda ndio kadri unakaribia exit yako, tuseme kwamba zile kutoka, kwamba unaweza ita hivyo kwa Kiswahili, ikiwa katika barabara. Na pia inatukumbusha pia kwa wimbo wa Remi Ongala, ile naimba kifo hakina huruma. Ukitaka kujua kifo, utaenda pale hospitalini, utaona watu ambao mguu zao zimevunjika, watu wana upele, watu wanapigana na maisha, na ni hivyo. So na pia tukubali kwamba kazi ya Mungu haina makosa. Ndio hivyo basi Mungu alimwandikia kwamba yeye atatuburudisha, lakini maisha yake itafika utamati siku ya leo. Kwa sasa sisi tunaweza sema kwamba mafamilia yake na wale ambao walikuwa namjua, tunawaombea wema na tunaomba Mungu awafariji, awapatie nguvu wakati mgumu kama wa leo. Asante sana. Wacha pia nichukue nafasi hii kushukuru watu wawili pia naona wako na sisi. Victor Ayoki, ako pale upande wa Kisumu. Ni jamaa mzuri sana sana. Kazi ambayo anafanya ni kazi ya jamii, anasaidiana sana kwa kazi ya jamii na mtandao wake. Naona ukienda pale kwa mtandao wake utapata usaidizi ambao anatoa kwa jamii ni kubwa sana. Tunamuombea Mungu azidi kumpatia maisha marefu ili aendelee kusaidia jamii yetu, wale ambao wanapitia magumu kwa wakati huu. Mungu akubariki. Pia pale naona Steven Okoth pia, asante sana kwa kujiunga na sisi. Na kwa wale wote ambao wanatutazama pia, asante sana kwa kukua na sisi katika mdahalo wa leo. Thank you so much everyone for taking your time to be with us here today. Makobura, one of the things that we can talk of is about, we've seen especially the allies of the president are in the panic mode. And the reason why I'm saying this based on their utterances, and that one tells you maybe the something that is disturbing them that we don't know. And if just to bring you back on some of the utterances that they've been mentioning, I wrote them somewhere here. Let me just look for them, then I will tell you some of the utterances that they are making in the public. And this kind of like informed me to know that there's a panic mode, in the president's camp. For instance, when we go to I want to, on the Daily Nation of today, some of the utterances that those who are allied to president, especially has made. Let me check. Let me check the Daily Nation here. Mm, Okay, this is when you look at Daily Nation, it talks of reckless talks. This is Baringo North Member of Parliament, Joseph Ma- Makilap. I quote, this is what he says. Dr. Ruto must stay. Let it not be that when a leader comes from our region, we say he must go, but when from another region, no pushes such an agenda. That is him. Those are the members of parliament who are allied to the president. This is a Kapsaret MP. This is Honorable Oscar Sudi. I quote, those online critics shouting Ruto must go, whether they jump, go down, or more sideways, Ruto is not going anywhere. Even if these votes won't be enough, we will add. That's a member of parliament. And latest one is about the Wajia member of women rep, Representative Fatuma Abdi Joho. When it comes to the president, I quote, we say 2 terms, we are just waiting for the ballot. Even if we don't have enough votes, we will still for him. That's no secret. That's a member of parliament. And now I'm coming to member of parliament from Tiati. That is Honorable William Kamket. He says, if they joke around, I come from the county of 24 years. Baringo County knows how to manufacture the president to survive for 24 years. If they joke, we might even extend past the 2 terms. That's just a few members of parliament who are allied to are allied to the president, are pushing for that. That is what they say when they're in the public. And that is, we tend to ask ourselves, are they not sure that that the president might not make it? And talking about stealing the vote, speaking about manufacturing, and they're just talking about election. So our question is that on a panic mode? If they know that they have enough and they've done well, they should not panic and even to utter this word. So what is the reason behind such like remarks? Let me come to you, Mr. Makobura. Makobura, what is your take on such words? We just try to do a recap and look at what they decided on such like pronouncements.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. What I want to say is that it is clear that the government of William Samoei Ruto is in a panic mode, and that's the reality. And one of the things that we are seeing is, I think the government has always taken people for a ride for quite a long time, to an extent that they thought that they will continue with their bad behaviors of not honoring, behaviors of not delivering to the people of Kenya, and they thought that the people of Kenya would simply sit down and watch. And what they are seeing is a different generation, a generation that cannot sit and watch the mess. This is a generation that has seen it clear that life is hard for them, and they've gotten to understand that it is being caused by the political class. And for that reason, what we are seeing is the generation has woken up, and they are going to street. They are using all the powers they have. They are coming out to remind the government that they had a promise. They are reminding the government that they came out and gave them what we call the agenda. And what they are looking for is that the agenda they gave, they have to they have to deliver. And the government has been caught red-handed. If you remember what happened, the president came out and gave an outline of what he was going to do for the people of Kenya. He spoke about bringing employment. He spoke about, empowering the youths. He spoke about, uh, you know, ensuring that there was transparency in leadership. He spoke about finishing things to do with corruption in his government. But what we are seeing, what the people are witnessing, is something different. And for that reason, all those things that he spoke about that he was going to do, he has not done even an inch of the things that he promised. And so the people are on his neck. It is not the problem of the people of Kenya who are coming out to demand for leadership, who are coming out to demand for services from the president. It is they have no problem. The problem is with the leadership. Of course, with the president. The president has to come out and, as per his agenda, as per
Yeah.
the promises he gave the people of Kenya, he has to deliver. Without him delivering, he's not going to find it easy, because the generation is awake. The generation understands
Yeah.
what really is happening in the whole world. If, for example, we are told about issues to do with job in Kenya, what this generation does is they do a comparison. They have they have their machines, they have their gadgets, they do a comparison with other nations, and when they do that, they find that most of the problems are just concentrated with us here. And the question is why? And we have someone we elected who came out and clarified that he had the capacity. He had the capacity to turn the nation in matters of economy, in matters of leadership, and that is contrary with what we are seeing as a people. So I can clearly say that you will always see closer allies, of course, including the president, coming out to justify. But it is so, it's not on their side, because it is already spoiled. There is nothing to justify. Everything is already written on the wall, and they cannot, save themselves out of what they've done. And that is why we see members of parliament and close allies coming out and saying that even if they are not elected back, even if the president is not elected back, because they think they have the power. And one thing that they're forgetting is that that power they have been given by the people, and they're exercising that power on behalf of the people. So they're
Yeah.
coming out to threaten the people and to tell them that if he is not elected, then tutaiba. One mistake again that they're not seeing is that when they say tutaiba, the question you're asking them is, hiyo time yenye watakuwa naiba, where will be the people of Kenya? Will they just sit down and watch that wanaiba? Where will be the youth of the Republic of Kenya? Will they sit down and watch that wanaiba? What is happening is that the political class, they are looting, they're becoming billionaires, they're becoming millionaires, and they do not care about the normal wananchi. And for that reason, they have to know that all the wananchi are united, they are together, and they're speaking one language. They know that it is only them who are suffering. The political class have looted everything. And for that reason, the citizens are on themselves, they are
Yeah.
alone, and they are only standing for one another. That is my take.
Okay, thank you so much, Makobura. And I want to also engage Mr. Miguda, because we know that especially when it comes to election, especially for our country, we know especially for presidential, it's usually contested. And one of the reason why sometimes people tend to disagree is about manipulation, especially of presidential election, because that is something that has always been contested. But if you find that leaders who are allied to the president are coming up openly about these remarks, and they know this, I would call them the reckless talk, especially, and they know the repercussions of what usually happened after election. Does this one show that they want to bring in some fear, or what could be the reason behind such reckless talks, Mr. Miguda?
First, I believe that the reckless talk might be influenced by the fact that there's panic mode from the team.
Yep.
It's like the president team has panicked and they know that very well they have lost the ground and currently is unpopular in the entire country. Now you can use your allies maybe to project what will happen in the future,
Mm-hmm.
because we have heard them saying that we are going to rig or to tajaza. It means that they know that they can't win on a
Mm-hmm.
free, fair, verifiable, credible, transparent election. They can never win. So what do? You must state that, okay, if we don't win, we are going to rig. So they are just trying to give their supporters morale that not worry, even if they lost, they are going to rig, because they are even trying to say that elections has been rigged in this country before. So it's not wrong to read. So to me, is that there's a panic mode from the team, and they are trying to also prepare them psychologically. But most importantly,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we have an IBC as the commission that conducts the
Yes.
election.
Mm-hmm.
There is no need for a party who is going to contest for the election to project the outcome as per now. It's like IBC should summon those MPs or those allies to RUTO so that
Mm-hmm.
they can answer the questions. Under what basis are they going to rig the elections? Under what process are they going to make sure they wamejaza? So we call up IBC to call them in order and also summon them so that they can respond to that question. Because how are we going to know that it is independent and already the defending champs are already projecting that they are going to rig election? Other than panic mode, the commission is responsible to make sure that those people record
Mm-hmm.
statement on how they're going to rig the elections to bring confidence in the heights of the electorates.
Mm-hmm. So also when you come to the let's come to the background, especially in our country, especially from 2010 when the new constitution came into place, the presidents who have served, at least we've had like the presidents who have served, I think is Uhuru Kenyatta served for 2 terms, then now is and now is President William Ruto under the new constitution. They believe that since that constitution give you a 2 term, so it is a must. Maybe that's how maybe those who are allied to him believe that he has to go for 2 terms. So can that one also be the basis of their argument, bearing in mind that all these people served for 2 terms?
I got you very clearly, and I got what they're saying.
Yeah.
To them,
Mm-hmm.
they believe that everybody should go for a second term. To them, either that person is unpopular, either that person has committed atrocities. They
Mm-hmm.
are just relying on the 2 term, that we must go for 2 term, because previously people have served for 2 terms in this country. It's like 2 term is guaranteed to them, that no
Mm-hmm.
one has served for 1 term and no one should serve for a term. Each and every person should serve for 2 term. That's why I was having a problem when they were telling us that ngojeni 2027. Of course, I don't advocate to remove president in the office unlawfully,
Yeah.
but they were telling that wait until 2027.
Mm-hmm.
That 2027, they are going to deal with you people, because after they have been declared and sworn in, they will tell you it's supposed to expire 2032. So there's no way you are going to get this man. So anybody who's telling you are start wait for me in 2027 at the ballot is lying to you, because if
Mm-hmm.
they come the commission and the
Yeah.
electorates, how are you going to get them? So we must deal with them right now, and
Mm-hmm.
lawfully. I mean lawfully, not unlawfully. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I believe that there are some people within the circle of Mr. President. They are not. They are not part and parcel of the constitution. They don't apply the law to them. Getting a second guarantee, provided you're a president, there's nothing like elections, there's nothing like popular, there's nothing like maybe you are not going to be re-elected. It
Mm-hmm.
is a guarantee that you must get your second term, because to them they are using history that if we had people have served before, not 1 term. Therefore, even if our man is unpopular, even if they don't vote for him, we must make sure that is a 2 term president. That's why I believe that they have decided to to drop the constitution, and they're just applying their own brain to ensure that they get back to power.
Okay, thank you so much. And I can just remind you, this was on around 25th of June, 2024, when there was the protest of Occupy Parliament. Especially remember the Dab member of Parliament, that was Farah Malim, and I quote, this is what he said, that this was an attempted coup, a clear attempted coup. Children of wealthy parents raised on ill-gotten wealth were dropped off in downtown and told to riot and take over State House and Parliament building. That is what Farah Mali, my quote. This is what he said, and it's also on the paper. So when you listen to such remarks, when you reflect back, because this is a recap, and he says this, and majority of the rich people, you know their kids, because like they usually party together. That is something like, if you see members of parliament, especially when they are having weddings, when their children are having weddings, majority of people who are invited are not locals. Actually, I think you can wait, when their kids are having weddings, uh, the parliamentarians and their families are the only people that you will see, or you will witness in such like weddings. But now, when he looked at the street, maybe then did he see maybe any of the family members of the rich or the wealthy that he's talking about now on the street? I hope you too, you are on the street. So does it mean that you are coming from a wealthy family, Mr. Migoda?
Coming from wealthy background or humble background, to me is relative.
Okay,
And
Migoda, let me ask you, what is the difference between we are coming from a humble background? What is the meaning of humble background? Because this is the word that are mostly used.
okay, they are humble background, to my understanding. They believe that those people who are languishing in abject poverty
Mm,
for a quite long time. So they prefer to use humble background. That because I think it's biblical, because they tend to, Jesus Christ came from humble background. It means someone who is lowly regarded in the society. That's
mm,
how we define the humble background. Those
yeah.
people have languished in abject poverty. That's why I pick that word humble and maybe wealthy, because it's relative. Because like me, there are people whom when we meet,
Yeah.
they consider me as a wealthy, as a cool kid.
Yeah.
And to me myself, sometimes I ain't a cool kid, but when I am having meetings with my friends, they regard me as a cool kid or coming from wealthy background. That is how
Mm,
they define it. But to me, I don't see it. And also, to me, there are those people who are my colleague, actually, who are suffering more than I am suffering. So I also see them, people are languishing in abject poverty, unlike me. So that's why I told
mm,
you, it's relative. So you can't decide that this person is a wealthy kid or a cool kid, or this person is from humble background. But to a certain extent, you can understand that most of those people are languishing in abject poverty
yeah.
and coming from humble background. So what I want to say is that when people went for demonstration, I
Yeah.
think it cut across the humble background. The cool kids were in town, but the majority were cool kids. And we understand also in Nairobi, the middle
Yeah.
class are new, and most of people living within Nairobi.
Mm,
Not that all of us are residing with our parents. Like you understand, Makobura, myself, when we're in Nairobi, we are
yeah.
not with our parents. We are on our own. So we
Mhm,
find out the so-called cool kids are
yeah.
on their own in Nairobi. Some are cool kids from Eldoret, some are cool kids from Mombasa, some are
Mm,
cool by themselves. But now, the reason why some were being viewed as cool kids and some were being viewed, that's why there was this debate that those people who are outskirts Nairobi, they are youth, they are not Gen
yeah.
Zs, they are youth.
Mm,
Because in Nairobi, of course, it is more of people are mixed up and they are many things. So you'll find mostly people in Nairobi, they
yeah.
do have iPhones,
Mm,
and they're up to date. But people at home, most of them do use Android, and
yeah.
they're good with it. So you maybe I can have all those gadgets, but I'm not coming
Mm,
from the wealthy background. I'm not a cool kid.
mm,
That's why it doesn't matter who is there. So to me, I disagree with that lawmaker, because personally, when I was on the street, In fact, where I was coming from, we were on the farthest Islando. The
Mm,
people came out from Islando to Nairobi to the CBD. So I never saw only people from Westlands who were demonstrating, but the
mm,
Islando guys were also in the city. So sometimes they're just using these things selectively to ensure that they achieve their narration or they achieve what they must speak out. So I believe that many people came out, and Marco Buda will confirm to you this when he's coming. They were, most of them are just people, ordinary citizens.
oh. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Makobura. Maybe for purposes of like if it was in the good taste or in the uh, good building of the nation, the spirit of nation building, the members of parliament who are having maybe these reckless talks, especially when they are having these rallies to push or to push in the emotions of the people, why can't they turn it into a way in which can be like um, a, a reconciliatory tone, or like a way of campaigning and accepting, okay, maybe there are some of the things that the president promised, or right now we are going through challenges, but we are planning to put such strategy in place, like, okay, these are what we are going to work on going towards 2027, so that we can win back the hearts of the people. Maybe why do you think like they cannot uh, change it in a way, have that intelligence and say, okay, let's approach it in a way that it's like campaigning in a way to get more votes? Why do you think like it is that only the stealing and manufacturing and all that, you know?
Okay, thank you. Brother Ben, I don't know whether you've been keen enough on the people who have always been in the parliament, in the Senate, those people who have been appointed to the PS position, cabinet's position. These are perennial politicians.
Mm,
And that is why they know, they've gotten that mentality that watu wanaenda maandamano wanapiganga kelele, but come election they will still be given the opportunity.
mm,
And this is where the problem is. These people still thinks that that mentality is going to work. They still have that mentality. They know that sisi ndio wenyeji, hizi viti ni
mm,
zetu, no matter
mm,
what, watapiga kelele nini nini, ni bado ndio tutarudi. They are not understanding one thing, that the people have the people have the say. The people have to make the decision. And this time round, elections is not going to be what we've been witnessing on here on every election. This is a different time. People are
mm,
not just going to vote just because you have been a member of parliament, you've served for 10 years, for 20 years. Those positions are not meant for any individuals. And that is
yeah,
the thinking that the political class has. The likes of Farah Malim. Me started hearing of Farah Malim when I did not even know what politics was.
yeah.
And I used to hear of him
Mhm.
as when he was I don't know whether deputy what,
Speaker.
deputy speaker. And
Yeah.
those are the days I started following these things of politics, and I really liked how he used to reason. But it is so unfortunate that from all those days up to date, he's still a member of parliament, and so he thinks that the position he's holding is, and it belongs to him. And if not him, his family member, his brother or sister or child. And this is the problem we have in the political class. The other day, you saw what happened. The senator of was it the senator of was it member of parliament or senator, the one from
Belgut.
Baringo died.
Baringo.
Yeah, there's a member of parliament who died, and then the wife was then given the position of
Yeah, I can
cabinet
remember. Yeah.
secretary.
Mm.
That mentality that if I die, if I'm a
No,
member of
no.
parliament, my wife
The
has
wife.
to take over my son
No,
or
the
my
wife.
brother.
Makobur. I think what happened was, did I think the wife was appointed somewhere?
As a cabinet secretary, and
Yes,
she
I
was
think. Yeah.
taken before the parliament. Even the reasoning and what she was saying really did not warrant someone being a member of parliament, I mean cabinet secretary. and the people of Kenya spoke about it on the social media platforms. What does
mm,
that tell you? These people think that the positions that they are holding, those positions belong to them, belong to their family members. And so, you know, they think that there's nothing you can do. Utapiga kelele, at long last ni wao tu. It is going to
mm,
be different this time round. I think that is what really needs to get into their minds. The likes of Farah Malim, these are people who operated during the days of Moi. You cannot, there's a saying that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. It can never work. Someone, that is just a proverb. I'm not directing or saying out of disrespect, but I'm just using the proverb to
mm,
clarify what I'm saying. You can never teach someone who operated during the time of Moi. They can never
mhm,
understand the feelings of the Gen Zs. They can never understand the operations of the Gen Zs. They can never understand the kind of leadership that this generation wants, because them, they are still twinned. They still have that thinking that if you went against a government, the only thing utapigwa, utapelekwa
mm.
Nyayo, ushikwe, sijui nini. Those are the mentality they have. This is a new generation. This is a new era, and that needs to get into their mind.
Okay,
And
so
what I'm
okay, go ahead.
what I'm allowed to finish,
Mm,
the likes of Farah Malim, among others, you've seen them coming out and making comments which are really disrespectful, and specifically to the youths.
mm,
If really they wanted and they cared, if really
mhm,
they do not have, they would not have this mentality that those positions belong to them. I'm telling you, wangekuwa wananyenyekea mbele ya Wakenya na wanaambia Wakenya ya kwamba we wronged you and this is what we plan to do. We
mhm.
wronged you and these are the measures we are taking to solve this. Are
Yeah.
they doing that? They are not doing that. Instead of trying to come up with ways of solving, they're
Mm,
coming out to widen the gap. They're coming out to wanakuja kutuambia nyinyi ni mafala. Those are the languages they use. Nyinyi hamujui, nyinyi hamjasoma, hamuna pesa. Mnafikiria mkienda, surely as a leader, what is leadership first? Let us talk
mm,
about leadership. What is the
mm,
role of a leader in matters of uniting people, in matters of solving problems? As a leader, once you encounter
mm.
an audience of people that you represent
Yeah.
and they're not happy, as a leader you have to take keen interest and you have to listen to their views. You have to get, why is it that they are complaining? Why is it that they are walking to the street? Why is it
Mm,
that and you listen to them when they tell you that you did not do that work, or maybe if they tell you that you gave money for these people to do the work,
yeah.
the road, and they did not do, for example. That is how you get to understand, because
Mhm,
you cannot know. A constituency itself is not a small area. There are so many
mm,
things which are happening in a constituency without listening. There, as a
yeah.
president, Kenya has 50 plus million people. If you
Mm.
do not listen to them, how are you going to get to know their problems? You know, it
But
is a
now,
challenge.
if you're talking about listening, especially about then that is something that also always we've spoken about here, that listening to each other and finding what is ailing us as a country. But you still find that despite all those, this remark are still coming out. Does it mean that what the people are raising are not going concerned, or what could be the problem, or is seen as like, okay, this is sabotage?
The problem is the mentality. I think they've, what we are seeing, the problem I think we have is, apart from the mentality of the political class thinking that they own those and they are the people who has the say. I think as a Kenyan, we've also made several mistakes on matters of electing leaders, because the
Mm,
problem we have is that majority of people who are in leadership, they are not leaders, they are thieves. You cannot
mm,
expect a thief to solve your problems. From a thief, the definition of a thief in the dictionary or in the Bible is someone who comes to destroy.
mm,
You know, and comes to destroy and to steal, if we elect thieves, let me give you good examples of problems that
Yeah.
we've made as a people of Kenya.
Yeah.
Let me start with the president himself. The president, William Samoei Ruto, is a gentleman who has always been accused of several things. And all these things are true, the people of Kenya are able to see. For example, you remember what happened during the Grand Coalition when he was the Minister of Agriculture? What happened? You remember the accusations that were laid before him? What happened when he was a Minister of Education? You remember what he did during those days? That is something that clearly tell you that someone who has been accused more than once is not
Yep.
worth being given an opportunity to run a country. Number two, you remember what
But
happened to Langata primary students when their land was being grabbed? When he was serving as the deputy president, he sent police officers to go and tear gas primary children. What does that tell you? Is that someone that we can entrust with to lead us as a president? I think those were clear motives, clear reasons that we made a mistake as a people. Let me give you number two. Somebody like there's a governor who had several cases of NYS, accused of taking through under her leadership so many a lot of money in the NYS. When this person was taken to court, what happened? The people came out to protect the so-called this leader. And what did they say? That this is our leader. We are protecting him. He's being accused, badly. And the person was elected a governor, serving the second term in governorship. What does that tell you? Do you think you can get things positive? Let me give you another example here in yeah, even within the parliaments. We've had quite a number of leaders who are bad, who are almost being bad from contesting for parliamentary seats because of issues of money laundering. You remember them? Do I give you the list? It's a long list. What
yeah.
happened? These
Mm.
people came, used the money they used in money laundering. They are now currently members of parliament. What do you expect? You elected a money laundering. There's no difference between a money launderer and a thief. We cannot
Oh,
expect anything positive. And so, with the power that they have, they now think that they can control everything. And this is the problems that we are suffering as a people of Kenya.
okay, thank you so much, Makobura. But also, the people of Kenya usually go to the vote, the booth, and they vote. They vote they vote leaders. Mr. Joseph, how are you doing, sir?
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. Umepotelea wapi kaka?
Nimesikia cool kid nikakuja kama hot kid.
You are a cool kid.
Nimesikia Biguda ni cool kid, mimi ni hot kid.
Unajua, there's something that usually like majority of us, especially we use in our daily lives, especially when we are talking about I'm coming from a humble background. What does humble background mean? But on the face value, majority of humble background, people have always known that these are people who are coming from a poor family or a poor background, which is not true. You can get somebody who is coming from a rich family, but they are still humble. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, when you see the politicians, who has ever said he has not come from a poor background?
Eh,
Even Uhuru was trying to say he has come from a poor background, knowing that his
so
father
can
was
we
the
say
first president of Kenya.
being poor, being poor is relative? Because let's say, for example, let me just give you a typical example. Let's say like somebody like President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and talking about President Muigai Uhuru Kenyatta and Bill Gates, who comes from a poor background.
Somebody who knows bread is 500. He's a very humble poor. He's from a very humble background.
Oh, okay.
Let's stop joking with the term poor humble background. Everybody
Uh,
says he comes from a humble Do you know what a humble background means?
mm-hmm.
A humble background means that your parents could not even afford 3 meals. They could only afford one, which was only supper. So you ungekaa tu hivyo mpaka jioni, umetegea mpaka jioni ndio uweze kukula. Me, I'm not going to say I came from a humble background. I came from a background where I was able to have the 3 meals. So that is not a humble background. A humble background, people need to be serious when they are saying a humble background. It's like it's like you are trying to, ni kama unajaribu sijui wanasemaga nini na Kiswahili. Unajaribu ni kama unajaribu kuonesha wale wengine. It's like irony. You're trying to iron the people who have come from poor backgrounds.
Tunaweza sema kwamba ni kejeli.
Yeah, kejeli. You're trying to kejeli. It's not good, because there is people who are coming from very humble backgrounds. There is people who are coming from them. I know some people even now who cannot afford even a shelter. I think you are watching these videos for a lot of moto. I think when the lady who was sleeping on banana twigs. That is a lady who is coming from poor background, from humble background, not somebody who has shelter and always has some meals, breakfast, lunch, and supper. That is, you are well off.
So I think like the main reason why you find politicians are using the one that we are coming from humble background, because we know that humble background is always associated with especially majority of people who are living below the poverty line. So, and those are the majority, especially when it comes to voting. So when they say that you are coming from humble background, it means you are trying to belittle yourselves to be like them so that they can know you're one of us. And if you're very keen enough, that is one of the strategy that president actually used, like a hustler, mtu wa kuuza kuku, you know, and the background where he came from, and now it is possible for you also to be a president. So I think that is a very intelligent way in which politicians, especially the political class, make sure that they carry the votes of the majority.
I'm going to enter where Kevin left.
Yeah.
It's very funny you've been told that you are coming from a humble background and you brought a 500 shilling note. You're telling us you brought a currency in Kenya and you're telling us you come from a poor background, a humble background, and you and Jirongo, you brought for us the Kijirongo. So stop joking with people. Then I wanted to add what Brother Kevin said. Some people still elect leaders who are not capable of leading. Another one, we saw they elected a governor who sold for us wheelbarrows of 1 million. Was it wheelbarrows for 1 million?
Yep, that
they
was
going for 500,000 or 1 million.
That was Lusaka. And remember, let me give you another thing. After selling a wheelbarrow of 100,000, he was elected as the Speaker of the Senate. And then he went back again after finishing his term, and he was re-elected as a governor. So that tells you the environment.
Now I'm seeing the people from there, they are crying, Bugoma, we don't have roads. What did you expect? What were you expecting, really? What do you expect from leaders of such caliber? What do people in Kirinyaga expect that Waigoro will bring them? What do you expect from a governor called Waitito? What did people expect? That it is going to be all fun and gloom? You are going to experience this kind of short change, because the leaders you elected, they also show the people you are. They also show the kind of you are. So when you're electing leaders, people need to know. This time round, I think people have learned a very tough lesson. RUTO has made people to learn a very difficult lesson, that you can vote a bad leader and he comes and shows you the kind of dust that RUTO has shown us. So for the happenings of the day today, I see you are talking about the allies. I saw the heading was about the allies. These guys, let them not make you feel afraid. It's just, you see, when a person he knows he has lost in touch with the common people, he's going to try and tell you tutaiba kura, sijui mambo itakuwa KBB, sijui tuta ati unasikia mpaka mwingine speaker wa bunge, a whole speaker of National Assembly going on a crowd and saying that ati mnafaa protect RUTO. So if you mean in wakale wa protect RUTO, so it means RUTO is not a Kenyan president. He means he's a president in Rift Valley. Si hizi regions zingine. Sababu ukisema protectiwa na nini, Ni kumaanisha basi hata jeshi idisbandiwe na polisi ya protectiwe na wakale, if that is what it means. So these guys, they are seeing the battle is lost, but they cannot accept. So they are trying to hoodwink people. I saw even yesterday Sudi talking very bad to a lady there, an artist there in their nini. So the lady was telling Sudi, no, don't try to blackmail me. So these leaders, they have reached a point, they have gotten wealthy. The only thing that have remained is for them only to just do funny things, yani ile kutapikia watu, because they are already full, and they know us, we are crying every day. So that one we'll expect for them to react that way. But in the morning I was watching the news, the Citizen Daybreak, and it is very sad to hear that these institutions, the independent institutions, they have been defunded. You hear an institution like NCIC. Today I was shocked that Ruto did not want NCIC. He wanted it disbanded. Today is when I knew that. And if he wanted it disbanded, it means he cannot even fund it. So most of these institutions, they have been defunded, like NCIC, EACC. So it's such a shame that our country is running, is like we're running on air, and it's very difficult. I also saw this guy called Didi Nyoro talking about how Ruto has been stealing money. I will not support this guy Didi Nyoro because he shows he's a coward, but I'll support what he's saying. I'll hear what he's saying. I'll echo what he's saying. What he's saying is that the government has been siphoning funds for fuel levy, and they have been using it as collateral to get money loans. So it's very difficult. It's very strange and it's very, I don't know even the term to use. It's such a nuisance that a government can be doing businesses with our own taxes, and they feel like it is normal, just a normal day. But I think everything is coming to fold. We just learn we'll just know of the too many things that the government has done and hidden from us. We will know everything, because even when you see the IMF coming talking there, and they are saying that we need to be added, that Kenyans at the economy is okay, and it's like they want Kenyans to go for more loans. We know what they do, and we are keeping an eye. Everything will come to unfold. That's why you see, even if these guys they were in government but they came the other side, wacha tusikie kile wanasema, lakini chance hatuwezi wapati. Wacha tuwasikie kile wanasema, itatusaidia tujue what is happening. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you brother Joseph Miguda. Kuna hii mambo hii tujaongelelea hii mambo ya Gen Z. Rigathi Gachagua anasema ameambia Gen Z wasiende field, wachane na maandamano for now. Wewe kama Gen Z Miguda, what is your take? Are you getting instruction from the former premier, the former deputy, or what did he really mean, and can that really stop the people from going to the street? Miguda, you can give us your take on that, and then Joseph as well. Joseph, you can go first.
No. Let Miguda go. I just wanted to say he's a cool kid, Gen Z.
Okay, Miguda. Gen Z, hebu sema.
Okay. Of course, I'm a Gen Z. I have to be happy because we are notorious in the country currently, and I'm a Gen Z by default. I just found myself to be a Gen Z because of my age, but when I was in high school, actually, we used to read these magazines. Nowadays, I don't. These magazines, which they used to come, I can remember them. They were these magazines. I don't know where they were originating from, but when we were reading them, they used to refer to us like Generation Next, but we were Gen Z, so they should have just let us that we were Gen Z, but Gen Next. So we were Gen Next. We used to interact with such magazines, and that's where we used to like campus politics actually. because me, I started following campus politics when I was in Form 2. So when we were seeing those magazines, there could be a column for the Gen Next. We used to have Muchongwanos on those contests. So little did I know that one day I'll be a victim in the Gen Z demonstration and also actively participating in the political discourse of the country. Anyway, that's how things happen. To respond to the question Makobura have asked, first I want to tell you that me personally and other Gen Z, we don't take instruction from anybody. We don't take instruction from Rigathi Gachagua because we were very clear. We were leaderless. So Gachagua is not a leader of the Gen Z. He cannot instruct people what to do, what not to do. And also remember earlier, we said that we are going to retreat. Even before Gachagua talked, we said, actually, we have retreated. We were no longer on the street because we were killed. Remember last year we were killed. We were being killed and abducted each and every time. So we said, okay, let's go back online. Then when we went to online, they came for us online. The people like Kibet Bull, Billy Mwangi, you saw them, they were being abducted. People like Albert Ojuang. We left streets last year. That's why the current people going to the street, they are composed of millennials and even Gen X and even Gen Alphas are also doing the attachment on the street because they are the next people who will be brutalized by the police officer. So they must start early. So I think we are not longer on the street. We came back online, and online also they came for us. We said that okay, we are going back to the space. You understand? The space. We are going to operate on the space, so they will not find us in the space, and that's where we want to get them during the elections. When we go to the space, we are able to know that system, how it's going to operate. That is not relevant for me to discuss now, but what I want to say that we are alert, we are aware, we know that we are fully participating in this electoral process, and not that when I say we, it means me. There are some Gen Zs who are more skilled than me. They understand IT more than I do. They understand political science more than I do. They understand law more than I do. They understand medical more than I do. So we are diverse and we appreciate our gifts and our talents across. That's why when I'm not available on the street, Makobura will be on the street. When Makobura is not online, I'll be on the X. When I'm not at at City Mog, you'll find people at City Mog. When I'm not there breaching Parliament, you'll find people breaching Parliament. So it's a movement whereby so you can't pick people that Miguda, Makobura, then you want to kill them. No, you are not going to deal with it. It needs a lot of intelligence to carry out that task. So we don't get instruction from anybody. And Gachagua is not a leader of Gen Z. Gachagua is just a DCP party leader. He's playing the DCP politics. So Gachagua is just trying to tell people that keep off street. Of course, we know that street is not safe. And we have said that. But Gachagua has got no moral authority to stop Article 37. He cannot. The people have that right to assemble, picket, and demonstrate. Not even Gachagua can stop it. So when people feel like demonstrating, they will just demonstrate, whether Gachagua talked or not. So I just let him just play his politics of DCP and opposition. But for people who want to demonstrate, let them just demonstrate. The Gen Z, to me, I think they will just say, why are you calling off the Gen Z from street? And you say we are not their leader. And I think also Gachagua has tried to also ride on the Gen Z because he said that when RUTO spoke, he spoke after RUTO, and he also protected the Gen Z. And also today calling them off the street, that you have communicated, you have been heard. So I think that is politics. But for me, from the interaction, what we must say, and we are insisting, is that the struggle of the Gen Z was not in vain. We have communicated, we have been heard, and we said we want to do it lawfully. We are okay, we have relaxed. But do not try to tamper with the elections of the Kenya. That's why now the rubber will beat the road. Because you wanted us to act lawfully. Now you want to act unlawfully by rigging election, then you expect people now to laugh with you? I think that's where people will now not listen to each other. So if you are voted out, kindly allow the smooth transition and allow the popular candidate to govern the citizens. And if that popular candidate has come, if he shows us what we are being shown today, he can also do after. I know that nowadays they tell us today, when we were doing our debate today in the morning somewhere, I was talking about one term. They told me, no, you are not one of us. It is half term. So I don't know where this half term is coming from. So I believe that people should just allow I dislike this. It's bad manners, because when we began our movement, they were nowhere to be seen. Participate in the politics of the country. I'll come back.
Okay, thank you. Joseph, what do you have to say about the issue of the Gen Zs? Regarding GACHAGUA is saying that he has instructed them not to go to the street, that it is not safe. What is your take? Do you think he speaks on behalf of the Gen Zs? Or what then can the Gen Zs say or do in that particular state now?
Brother, for my comment is, I cannot even also me talk on behalf of the Gen Z. The Gen Z are the people who are behind my generation. I'm a millennial, so I cannot talk on behalf of them. So who is Rigathi Gachagua to talk on behalf of them? What I had said, and that's why I came last time and we argued here. I told you, you see, when these politicians try to hijack this, because it's what they are trying to do. That's why I was refusing all these kind of the theatrics of ati we are going to have some talks, we are going to mwingine anasema ati I'm the leader of Gen Z. That's why you are hearing I'm very condemning these things. But I think I will talk, but the Gen Z have made it clear. We are not going to engage with these politicians who have been there. That's why you hear they say they are leaderless and they are tribeless. They are the ones who know what is aching them. These other people, our politicians, they don't know what is ailing the Gen Z. The Gen Z themselves, they know what is ailing them. And I'm telling you for sure, I talked in another show. I said, Ruto alikuwa amejiplania that he's going to bring that tribal card, and they are going to start fighting in the tribal way. But the thing that he did not anticipate the Gen Z. These guys, don't joke with them. They might even go like that, msikie tuone hawana kitu wana resolute, but at the long term watuletee mpaka presidential candidate. And me, I'm telling you for sure, I'm going to support Gen Z more than the way I can support the politicians, because for sure one thing they have shown us, they can be able to lead us in a way that we can have a more cohesive nation. There is no politician I've seen who is trying to bring a cohesive dialogue. Brother, 1 minute. Can I talk 1 minute, please?
Okay, let me come back. I think I've sorted out my network before Joseph come. I want to conclude my point. And the reason why I was saying the leaderless, tribeless, fearless was purposely to ensure that we bury the issue of tribalism in this country, that it doesn't matter where you're coming from. You are a Kenyan, so we are tribeless. Leaderless was intentional to ensure that no one can be bribed by the state, because the state usually compromise the leaders. They try to compromise Morara Kevaso and my good friend Kasmel Makoure, thinking that they are done with us. No, those are not leaders. You can have them, have everybody, but it must be remain leaderless until that time, because it's also part of the strategy. Because if you come out that we have our leader, it can be compromised before the elections. And that's why I was saying we have also tried to advise the opposition that they are doing good work. Rigiji is doing good work. Matiang is doing good work. Kalonzo good work. Eugene even Malala, and because they are putting this government to the toes. But we have said also there are some faces, if they settle for the ticket for the president and running mate, actually I'll make my statement here clear. I'll not vote for them. But it doesn't matter even if they win. But for me, my conscience cannot vote for them. That's why we have a leeway. What Joseph has just said here. If we end up with a Gen Z candidate, likely, and so we end up with the opposition candidate and the defending champion, William Ruto. So if we have the defending champs and the opposition team, we have a face which we are not familiar with, then we can have a third force. So to my view, I believe we are in a democratic space. Provided I'm in a polling station, I can decide to vote for the third force. And when after I've voted that force, I'll be hard. This is the or I don't need to my candidate to be declared. I'll communicate. If my candidate become the third position with even 200,000 votes, I'll be glad. I was hard. I was number 3, but I did not make mistake. So when people will come to cry for us after the elections, I'll take a shot of my voter presidential ballot. I'll take a shot, then I'll keep it for future reference. I'll tell people that okay, we had a chance, a golden opportunity to transform the country. You people decided to go for tribalism, decided to go for emotions. Me, I decided to settle for the third force, who was a bit meaningful candidate among the 3. I have no problem. I communicated, I was hard, and that's democracy. The minority will have their say. Majority will rule. So that majority will rule, but of course, me as a minority, I will have communicated. Like what have happened? In most cases, you find out that people are having opportunity. Right now, we have a golden opportunity. People have thrown their weight. There is the opposition and their team. They have not set for their candidate. Also, we have Maraga coming and certain forces. Okay, Tata. To me, I believe that Maraga is a good candidate compared to the current opposition. Whether he's charisma doesn't matter, because we have elected the people of charisma, and we have been crying today. They say Ruto has a charisma, but what is he doing right now? Is that what you want? We better have that guy without charisma, but can preside over our state. So that is my humble submission to my Gen Z, my millennial brothers, and the entire nation, that let us put aside tribalism. Let us put aside emotion. Let us put aside one term, half term, 2 term. Let us focus on that candidate who gonna transform this country, so that at least, actually, I've communicated with a millennial of my age, of my friend, who told me, as provided we communicate, then we can document for future reference. Anytime we come to this show, we'll refer to our viewers that we communicated, but we were never into civic education, because these Gen Zs you are seeing, they can campaign for 2 weeks to election, and they can make you president because they will mobilize. You know what happened in the rejection bill? It was mobilized some 4 days, but people came out in that number. So we can mobilize even 2 weeks to election. And if you are not going to vote for our candidate, there's no business you coming to the polling station. We'll be there because most of us are the one who are going to be we are the people who are going to be the presiding officer. We are the one who are going to be the returning officers. We are the people who are going to be the clerks. Because that's where we are. Previously, we fitted all positions. So we are the people who are going to count those votes. So if you cannot align with our thoughts, in fact, even most of us are going to be the police officers who are going to man those polling stations. So the only place we are not going to fit is the National Tallying Center. But at the polling station, we are the majority. We can decide to command the polling station that you must vote for transformation. If you don't vote for transformation, you better keep your card. And we don't want to have problems. We just want to transform the country. That's why we told the opposition, you are doing a good job, but try to give the people the rightful candidate. If you try to bring the candidate which is unlikely to be people's choice, then we'll just have to do other things. Back to you.
Brother Mark, sorry, I was engaged somewhere. Sorry, I'm very sorry. I'm back now.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to play this. You talked about something about fuel.
Yeah.
How come fuel in Uganda is cheaper than fuel in Kenya? So, being sold in Uganda goes through Kenya. That tells you that that kind of explanation is escapist and has no basis whatsoever. We should address ourselves to the crisis that is there in the country. And
Brother Kevin, it's not audible.
answer would be,
Oh, you didn't hear it? Okay, let me
No,
repeat
it's
it.
not audible. It's not audible. I cannot hear it.
A minute.
Cheaper than fuel in Kenya. Answer would be, how come? A straight answer would be, fuel in Uganda is cheaper than fuel in Kenya. So, yet the fuel being sold in Uganda goes through Kenya. That tells you that that kind of explanation is escapist and has no basis whatsoever. We should address ourselves to the crisis that is there.
Okay, that's the voice of the president,
William.
Ruto. Yes, yeah. When he was speaking about the fuel in Uganda, and he said that how comes the fuel in Uganda is cheaper than the fuel in Kenya, and the fuel
That
in
time you
Uganda.
were talking before elections, eh?
Yeah, that was before election. And today, of course, the cost of fuel was increased. Currently, petrol goes for 186 and diesel at 172. In Uganda, it's 182 and 170. A difference of fuel. I mean, petrol is a difference of 4 shillings, and diesel a difference of 2 shillings. And in Ethiopia, it's 116 for petrol and 110 for diesel. In Rwanda, it's 163 for petrol, 159 for diesel. And the question we are asking, what then is the difference? And I think that is what Ndindi Njoro was speaking about. And maybe if you can also give your take on that, and then after that, you'll give your final remarks.
Makubura, let me respond to this question here first, kindly. This one, which Shaima Hussein. Dakika moja tu. Shaima Hussein has just said that my instincts tell me Kasongo will put curfew in the polling station, you vote and go home. I want to respond to Shaima Hussein that this order has happened in the country. Actually, it has happened twice. But in 2017, Matiang'i gave an order that you vote and go home. And there were presence of police officers in Nyanza. We went to the polling station, we voted, we went back home. It is not that if you go home now, the presence of police officers in a polling station, there are not more people, maybe 2 per polling station. And maybe we are 600 people registered in the polling station. So maybe 300 people have turned out to vote, 150 will come back. So you walk in a polling station, you cast your ballot, then you go back home to allow other people to move swiftly. But remember, during the counting of the vote, people must come to count the votes. You cannot count the votes minus us. People are usually present at the polling station. So you cannot, when the times for counting comes, we will be there, even with the presence of police officers, because we have our candidates from MCA to governor. I must know whether my candidate has won from my polling station. I must take my own record. We can't get into the classrooms, but we are usually outside the window following the counting. We have many polling stations that the police officers cannot man 150 people. Two police officers cannot stop us to go to count our votes. So this order you are saying, we have operated when Matiang'i was the CS for internal security, we operated under this order. We voted and we went back home, then we came back to count the vote. So it may be another order, but this one of voting and going home, we have done it like twice, 2017, 2020. We have voted and go back home, but it doesn't affect how we are going to man our polling stations.
Also, to add on what Brother Miguda said, how many police do we have in Kenya? We have a total of 120,000 police officers in the country. So, and the population of Kenyans is a lot. You cannot compare the population of Kenyans with the police. So even if they say they are going to do what they want to do and put the curfew, the Gen Z, they still have their candidates, and we have agents. There's agents who are allowed in the polling stations to monitor the voting as the counting as it goes on. So there's so many ways of we can be able to reach this one, even if they try to do that. But I think it is very difficult for 2 or 3 police officers to tell people what to do at that time, because also then they cannot be, they are working from morning, and counting is always happens after 6 o'clock. So they cannot be, they will be also tired and fatigued. So people will be there and they cannot do the shooting or something there. So they just agree the people to keep there to check the vote counting. Okay, I wanted to go back to I wanted to continue. I cut myself short when I went a bit. I wanted to say that the Gen Z, they know what they are doing. They have calculated everything. They had even calculated the finance bill. They calculated this year what they'll do, and I know they're still calculating on what to do in 2027 polls. Because you can see even some of them I saw in the news, they have started civic education to the people in the grassroots, and it's a very good move. I saw as a very good move, they're educating the masses on how they should vote for good leaders. So to come to the question that you asked, brother Kevin, yeah, I heard Gini Nyoro said that the government increased the levy of 7 bob in per fuel, and they said that 80 shillings among the one the money we are paying goes to the government. So it's like they have added 7 more shillings. So it is 87. So that is what they do. Even when the fuel is down, the prices are down. They always, in Kenya, the prices will always be up. So this is something that the government is doing, and is dealing it's dealing a direct business with the companies of fuel. We know what they are doing, and it's very sad for the affairs of the country. So for everything that is happening, just let us keep vigilant. The Gen Z, I know they have something in store for us, and I said I'm going to support any Gen Z. Me, I'm not going. The politics of tribal, I'm done with them. I've done with them. I've shackled off those chains of tribal. So me, I'm going to vote for this Gen Z because they know how they feel. I know how they feel. They don't have work. They in schools they have been cut capitation for help. So they are feeling the pain, and I'm going to support them in any way that I can, in voicing my voice when I come here, and in that time when it comes, if we are going to go for elections, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to support any candidate who is going to be shown by the Gen Z. For those guys saying that they are going to steal elections, brother, the elections are counted in the polling stations, so that is done and dusted. It has not let them not give us this crap of saying wataongezea kura. It is voted and in the polling stations, and I know that this time people are going to be vigilant. And I think this 2027, you see votes that you have never seen in the history of Kenya. It will be one of the most voted elections in the history of Kenya. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Miguda, maybe you can come in and give your final remarks and also your take on this question. Maranga Nomtata ticket is the best for Gen Z Can give your take on that and then your final remarks.
Okay. I still hold the thought of I'm still engaging Shaima Hussein. Shaima Hussein, I have a similar opinion that that's why I said even the opposition, they should just love the country and be patriots and share their ambitions and give the Gen Z what they want, or give the Kenyans people what they want, because the Gen Z are the majority, the millennials and the Gen Z, the youthful. So if they want the Maraga or Mtara ticket, these things of tribalism, of regional balancing, let us stop it. That if we end up with such a tickets, for instance, then at least we can, okay, at least we had an option. We can't say that we were not having an option. There was only opposition and RUTO. No, there was a third force. That third force must be supported. And I like what Joseph has said. This politics of tribalism, mwachane nayo kabisa. Let us survey the country, because the younger people are suffering. It is us who are yet to pay taxes. We are the people who pay more tax in this country than the old people. The old people are almost living for us the burden. We have many years to pay taxes in this country. It is us who are affected when it comes to education and funding model. The issue of medication, we still have time to be sick and to be treated in this country for a longer time. The issue of infrastructure, I have more time to travel in this country. I need a good road for traveling. We still have much to do, so that it is good for us to transform this country for ourselves and the future generation. That's why the old guards must understand us. Not that we are violent or we are stubborn. No, we just appeal to them. Look at Maraga and Omtata. None is a Gen Z, but we are supporting them because they are alternatives. We have not said that a Gen Z must be a president or a Gen Z must be a deputy. We know the alternatives. We don't want to give us the alternatives. Give us these alternatives as the young people. We don't even need to be the CS. We know that you can bring technocrats who are Gen X. It doesn't matter. Bring them. They work for the people. What we want that transformation of the country. That's what we want. So I think Shaima Hussein, I got your back, and that's, I think, mom. This is the hidden truth that people don't want to talk about. There are some people who have actually now taking us back to the tribal politics. The tribal politics. Ati watu wa Mount Kenya wanatengwa. The people of Mount Kenya, people like Cleo Malala, they are trying to respond to those critics of tribal politics. Let us stop that thing called tribal politics. Because even if in that opposition, there's Matiang'i. If the front Matiang'i is a Kisii, Maraga is a Kisii, the same thing. Why can't we just reason up as Kenyans that, okay, if you want a Kisii, even Maraga is a Kisii, if you might be, if it's now along the tribal. So I think this is the hidden truth that people don't want to talk about. But I'm glad that Maraga is focused, is steadfast, actually is going to run, and he will be on he will find his name on the ballot. So it's up to citizens to decide whether they'll vote for a third force or they'll go with the opposition or the government. I think she had a question. She relaxed, but let me just give my final thought. Then I think if the question is based on, I'm in a position of answering it, I'll deal with it at that level. My final remark, I just want to say, based on the issue of our topic, that some legislatures who are allied to RUTO are saying they are going to see election, they are going to jazz. That is just simply means that they know they don't have numbers, because they are being briefed by NIS that they are unpopular. So they have to respond to the NIS that actually tutajaza, tutaiba. There's no numbers for these guys. So they must threaten people, they must iba. But we are saying, because we are patient and we have said, let us do things lawfully. Even you, if you are not elected by the Kenyans, kindly do smooth transition. Don't disturb people with clinging to power. You might bring more chaos than what we have today, because people might respond back, but it might not be a good response. We want peaceful country. We don't want violence. We don't want many deaths. We have seen many deaths and we are sick and tired of deaths. We don't want chaos. We don't want TAS. We don't want to touch police stations. We don't want to engage in any wrongful act as a state. We want to remain peace. We want to move as a country. We don't want to lose this country. The same way this country is good for you, you don't want to lose it right now. That's the same way it will be good for us when you concede defeat. So let us respect each other, citizens and the state, whereby we allow people to operate independently as a state. The state should allow people to do their democratic exercise. And I think that's how we should live. Matters of politics aside, people in politics, people can criticize you. It doesn't matter. That is your problem. You are a politician. Nobody sent you there. So if you are abused, you are a critic. That is, you deal with it at politics level. Don't bring to us your issues to the citizens. Because if you want politicians, do your politics and allow people to live with harmony. Let us live with one another in one accord, one indivisible country. No country for tribes. That ukabila hii ukabila hapana. Let us just live peacefully with one another, and also let us ensure that we are Kenyans. Hii mambo ya ukabila inatuua kabisa hapa Kenya yetu. And me I dislike it. And that's why I don't even like those people. They are too much. If you go to TikTok, there are some young people are too much about tribalism. If you look at their faces, they are young people that are still talking about tribalism. They should stop it. We should be peaceful as a country. I'm appealing to that one. So I believe that this issue of rigging election, watu washaogopa hapa, wamepanic. But I think by the God's grace and the energy of the people and the passion, we're going to transform this country.
Brother Kevin, there was a question she asked. I think that one at Matiang'i is being used by Jubilee. Denied ticket in opposition, he will bolt out and run with Jubilee. Then ODM will front Sifuna and a coastal person to suppress the votes for Ruto to win. I think when we are talking in that lines, we are going back to where we are saying with Brother Miguda, that we are not going back to those politics of talking about parties and people who are going to tell us about their individualism and their tribalism. You know, one thing that is making me also very angry nowadays is that you hear people saying Timara sijui tutafanya hivi, we are going to do this kwa hii tribe, tutafanya hivi kwa hii tribe, this is our leader, we are supposed to say. Those are the things that I'm saying that the Gen Z are fighting hard to do. They are fighting hard to kick off those things. So why do we need to go back to those things? These are things that were being done in the before in the 2002, going backwards, when they were going for the elections, that you hear people saying that mimi ni wa hii jamii, mmenikubali ati lazima niende kwetu niombe sijui ati watu waniambie kama nitasimama. These are the kind of theorics I am not engaging in nowadays, because whether Matiang'i is denied or he runs away, or Sifuna becomes the presidential candidate to give Ruto the win, these things all will land to. I hear people saying that people like Rigathi and Raila will be the king makers. Brother, one thing I'm telling you from today, the king makers of the 2027 election are the Gen Z. And that is what I've been trying to tell people. The kingmakers of this election we are going to go, don't expect them to be these politicians you've been seeing here. They are going to be those young people you're seeing. Because those young people, they are angry. Their fellow comrades have been killed. What do you expect they are going to do in the election day? They are going to come out and they are going to vote. People say they don't vote, but this time around, I am assuring you. And even not going very far to presidential elections, I think so many people who are going to be in the parliament and senate, and I've been saying this so many times, will be independent candidates. Because what will happen, we know what our parties do, Brother Kevin. They go there, they start to say tutachagua huyu mtu, huyu ndio tunaona kwa mzuri kwa chama yetu, but they will not be figuring out that people are going to, the Gen Z are going to be raising their own candidates, and even if they are not going to come with a party, they are going to be having some individuals that are going even to apply for for independent candidates. And I'm assuring you in the 14th parliament, wengi wao watakuwa my independent candidate. And it's very good kuwa na independent candidates anaweza fikiria independently kuliko vile tuko na hizi chama tunaambiwa you are going to be whipped and follow the party guidelines. So to answer her, even if Matiang'i he does what he's going to do, even if he refuses, he runs away from opposition or what he's going to do. By the way, hata nimeona ni nyinyi mlikuwa mnasema hapa we need a Maraga Umtata candidacy for the Gen Z will be good. So Matiang'i is supposed to be out of the picture if you are going to be having Maraga Umtata candidacy. What they can do, they can try to see how they are going to incorporate some of the Gen Z in the government, and unaweza weka mmoja wawili for expertise kidogo, experience kidogo, but we need Gen Z leading the country. That is what we need. We know they cannot run for president, but we need to keep them at a power level where they can be able to make decisions. They have shown us that they are wise, they can make good decisions. Let them be on the decision table after 2027, because I already know Kasongo ameenda nyumbani. So after 2027, let them be on the decision table. They are going to be to give us a country that we all yearn for, because this is not the country we are all looking up to. Sorry, I was not able to send my condolences to the family of KK. It's so sad that we have lost a young man, a young soul who was giving us comedy. It's so sad. I want to send my condolences to the friends and family. It's such a tragic death, and also I want to comfort the family of the small little girl who was shot by the police. I was not even able to watch the full funeral today because it was emotional. I was not able even to enter online to watch it, because it's very sad to see a young baby being the Catholic people singing Mwendo amemaliza. It's very sad. Juu hiyo Mwendo hakuwa amemaliza. She was cut short of her life by a rogue police officer who shot in the air, not knowing what they are going to shoot. That's why even I'm very afraid when you say that watu wataambiwa shoot to the legs. What will happen if they say shoot to the legs? Will they even be shooting people when they're in their houses, and those stray bullets will go to the houses? So we have lost so many people. I cannot forget also to remember Baby Pendo. So many people have lost their lives because of this politics, and it's becoming nuisance to people. We cannot be losing our lives just anyhow because of politics. And I don't know how this can. That's why I say we need Gen Z, because this country has been politicized day through. After we finish an election, we go to politics. After we need to show these old guys that we are supposed to remove them from power, so that they go and keep quiet. Wacha waende wakalishe kuku, kama ni kuku wanalisha, kama ndio inawaletea hizo 4 trillion wanaiba. Wacha waende wakalishe kuku huko, na hao wengine waende biashara zao. They stop disturbing our peace. We are tired. Sincerely, we are tired. And the people who are spreading tribal cards here and there, tribal lines, shame on you. You're supposed to feel shame. If that is the country you want to live for your kids who are coming, then shame on you. Thank you, brother Kevin.
Okay, maybe Miguda, you can give your final remarks. I don't know whether there is any other question that is still remaining. Gisekona is saying, I agree with you. What's wrong with one motherland, one Kenyan love and Kenya for all? I've always been proud of you when you said we needed the right president, not tribe. I also agree with you on that. I think that is the truth of the matter. We need a president who can work for the people of Kenya. Me here also, I do not care, even if that president is going to come from Uganda. So long as he's going to work for the people of Kenya, I don't care where the president is going to come from, whether he's going to come from Ethiopia or whichever place he's coming from. What I want is a president who will really respect the constitution, a president who is going to work for the people, a president who is going to do away with corruption, a president who will truly remember that there is a people, and these people, their life really has to continue. it is so unfortunate that we are in a generation where we are in times when people are selling lands, for example, to go to school. They finish school, there is no job. And now even the question that you're being asked, Tom, is what about the land that you sold, for example, when you were going to school? And that is why you find that there's so many people today who are staying within towns. They don't want to go back home, not because they want, not because it is their wish, but because the situation on the ground is not good. So I think we need someone who can work for the people of Kenya. We need someone who can stand up and respect the constitution. And that is why I was saying that the political class, and specifically those who are who have been elected members of cabinet, members of parliament, senate, they've been speaking as if they own those particular seats. Ni kama hizo, the people who are meant, them and their family, the people who are meant to hold those positions. And that is wrong, and that is why they're messing. That's why you see a member of parliament coming out to say that wataiba na si siri. Ye kwanza anajuaje atapigiwa kura? Ye mwenyewe hajafanya kazi kwa watu. Maybe Miguda, Joseph, before we finish, you are not given your take on that particular comment from the members of parliament and close allies. Where do they get these guts? It really, I don't know.
Brother Kevin, you have reminded me something. When you have said atajuaje atapigiwa kura. Also my question is atajuaje kama hiyo kiti itakuwa, we are getting done with women representatives. And so how does she know that she will become a women representative again? It's such a shame for a lady like that. First, the first thing first to make, she's a religious lady. Being a religious lady talking about how you are going to steal, I don't think her religion advocates for things like that. It's such a sad story and affair to hear a whole, and to top it off, she's a lady, she's a woman. Does she get pride in Kenya burning? Or what? Because what we know, when there is war, they always secure the women and the children. The men are the ones who are left. Unasikiaga tu ni wanawake na watoto ndio wanaangaliwa na nini with the pity, si wanaume. So when a lady speaks like that, you ask yourself, where are we heading? But it's not a wonder. That's why you see them fighting in parliament, brother. So you see ladies, MPs, they don't know even the work that has taken them there to bunge. You find them fighting anyhow in parliament, very ugly scenes. That's why I say if we have a very useless parliament, it is the 13th parliament. I've never seen anything they have done that can help us. They have been rubber stamping what the government is saying. They have been talking very foolish things. So when you talk about these MPs, and some of them are even seasoned MPs. When you hear a seasoned MP saying, who is in the second term, saying that ati watu wapigwe risasi, and to top it off, he has a very crucial docket in the parliament for defense. When he's saying people should be shot, it's such a shame that we have come to this. And let me tell them, hii nchi hatutaiharibu kwa sababu yenyu. Hii nchi haitaharibika kwa sababu yenyu. Nyinyi wote wale mnatuletea kisirani, I think people are going to deal with you. They think that they are going to bring that tribal card, but they forget that hata huko kwao huko wanataka kupigiwa kura, kuna Gen Z. Gen Z, the best thing with Gen Z, wako kila pahali. Gen Z si kama ati vile tutasema brother Kevin, ati ukiwa saidi yenu utaweza kuongea lugha moja na mtu wako hapo karibu kwako hivyo, but Gen Z they are everywhere. So dealing with them, it will be a very hard task. That's why I said I'm going to support them, because these people, they have shown the leadership qualities. They cannot even, that's why even you hear them, they say they don't want to they are leaderless and they are typeless. They know what they do. When you say you have a leader, they know they are going to pick the leader from you, and they are going to damage him the way they have done some of the leaders we have seen. I don't want to name names here, but you have seen some of the leaders, what they have been done. The Gen Z, some of the leaders that came out of the Gen Zs, they have entered to government and they have become very useless. So that's why you hear them saying that, na ndio nakwambia brother Kevin, hizo masiku za mwisho mwisho hizo makati za 6 months tu Gen Z ile mambo watafanya mtastuka tu. You know, I think even God has given them power and God has given them wisdom and knowledge. You know, it's very dangerous that our leaders have no knowledge but they don't have wisdom. Gen Z, they have both. They have knowledge and wisdom, and I believe in their wisdom. It's better me. I want to live a good life for my Gen Alpha. You know, my kids are Gen Alpha. I want to live them a good life, and if the Gen Zs are the way to live Kenya a good life, I don't care. I better join them. The way you have said, huwezi kataa kujua kama atatoka Uganda. Mimi sai kujua kama mpaka atatoka Haiti, but with bora we have a good president that will be able to do work for the people. Thank you.
Maybe Joseph, before Miguda comes in, Miguda will give his final remarks on all this. There's a statement that was issued today by the cabinet secretary in charge of interior. I don't know whether you saw it. He's saying that hakuna polisi walikuwa wanatembea bila manguo zao, sare za polisi, na tena anasema hawakutuma watu wa Subaru waue watu na wafanye hizo vitu zingine, that even the law does not allow. You know, watu nimekuwa nikiona watu wakisema hiyo ni kubeba watu ufala hizo. Unasemaje kuhusu, I don't know, did you see his comments today?
I was trying to see it. I saw the video, but I had not opened it. I saw it some few hours ago, but I was not able to open. If this guy is a very stupid guy. I don't know where Ruto collected him. This guy, huyu jamaa sijui anatumiaga akili kama nini. Unajua kuna watu wanaambiaga walishakula akili na ugali, lakini huyu yake iliisha yote huyu. You cannot be coming and telling us that we did not see Subaru people are not coming. We were shown by the media. What are you trying to tell us? So you mean there is a team who is ama unataka kusema ni wale watu wanakuaga Baringo ndio walikuja kupiga watu risasi? So we don't have control of the people you as police force, you don't have control of people who are coming with balaclavas and Subarus. And then we also know the people who deal with Subarus. Niache kutuchezea akili. Hawezi kuwa na gari za Subaru ambazo some of them have number plates of vehicles ukiangalia hiyo Subaru unaona iko na number plate ya kitambo ya 2008 2007. Then you come and tell us ati jamaa hapana, sisi tulikuwa tumewatuma. Then on to top it off, why has he not even talked about the lady, the girl who was shot? Because kwa hivyo kwa Murkomen kichwa yake anataka kusema huyo msichana alipigwa risasi na bandits wa Baringo. So the bandits have initially come to Nairobi. This guy, I think he needs to give us a break. If there is one incompetent person in the history of Kenya, is that guy called Murkomen. He's very incompetent. I don't understand even what he's doing. So even this lady who is called Julia, when she died in the police station. So hii ilikuwa police station, ilikuwa ni butchery alikufia manini. This guy is very stupid. If there is one guy I've ever seen that has been given a docket that he does not know, but what do you expect with a guy who has been shifted in three ministries? Aitolewa transport akashindwa kufanya kitu, akaenda sports, hata stadium alishindwa kuangalia. So now he was given the biggest docket of national security, of interior security. And even when he's given, huyu jamaa ni anaendelea kuvaa masaa zake na mabeti zake za milioni 2 aje kutusumbua. If he does nothing to say of importance, let him just shut the fuck up. Is a loose cannon, and we need to call them out.
Mary hapa anasema I will support president term 4 years, MPs 2 years, and go back to people for re-election. Maybe Miguda should also come and tell before I come back.
There's something Sheikh Hussein has said, Sheima Hussein has said there.
How KK have nothing to tell people. Or the last
No,
one.
the last
The
one. Yeah,
killing in Kenya has made me part way with my brother, a police officer. I told him he should resign or he forget about me. Thanks God, he has presented his resignation letter today.
Yeah, I wanted to add something before Miguda comes. It's not
Okay.
only her. Don't worry, my sister. It's not only you. I had most of my friends we went to school with, and they were my real best friends. Also them tuliwachana. I don't know what happens mtu akiingia polisi. It's like you leave your brains there at the door when you enter there. Not all of them they are like that, but majority of them. So me when we are talking with my friends here, he tells me that kama kuna kitu anaogopa sana ni polisi. Kwanza mtu wenyu akiwa polisi bwana, you need to give him mental support kwa sababu hawa watu I don't know even what happens. Sijaielewa, sijui kama ni hizo maudhi wanakujishwaga huko ama ni nini, but it's such a sad affair that even people are going to start to do what Shima Hussein has said here. People are going to start telling their brothers and sisters, wewe kama afadhali ukuje tuanze kuangalia kazi ingine, lakini hii mambo ya polisi tuache. And if you come to these countries where they are developed, I think you live and like police. You know, police don't harass people the way Kenyans police harass people. Unapata mpaka polisi anakuuliza unataka nikusaidie aje? Sometimes even they find you on the roads, they asking you, hey, why are you walking? Why are you na kuna but the problem happened in Kenya is police, you know, also the seniors they always give them ile mambo ya kuwastua. If you don't bring me this target of money, itabidi you will do a reshuffle, utapelekwa na kule kubaya. So that I think also it affects them, but kama uko na brother polisi bwana, brother Kevin ama Miguda, check on those guys. Check on them.
Okay, Miguda, hebu kuja we pia useme maoni yako kabla nirudie Joseph kuhusu hayo mambo.
Wacha niseme maoni yangu. The issue, let me just begin the issue of police officer. I like what Hussein has encouraged the brother, because even the brother is risking his life in that duty. You understand, when people are demonstrating, some police officers have been injured, some have been killed. So it's a risky work, because even you never know. You can even be going to watch football. Now we are resuming for the English Premier League. You can go to watch football in a hall. Police officers do come to the halls. You understand? People can just decide to revolt in there, and you can be killed. It happens. Even if you go to supermarket or in the market, oh, this is the police who used to shoot us during Mandamano. So I think that's a good step if you can resign. And of course, it's like the brother is not ready to lose the sister. Okay. What I want to say is that this issue of CS, the current CS for the internal security. So it's like we never saw Subarus going to Ngong Road. I told that day I was at Feather. I was locked down at Feather. I could not access town. I wanted to use, I don't know, it's called Oserian. I wanted to go through Mombasa Road so that I can get myself to Rongai. I was
Miguda? Miguda, you there? I don't know whether his internet is okay or what exactly is happening.
I can see Madam Mary is there also. Oh, sorry, I see Miguda coming.
Yeah, maybe Joseph, you can proceed as Miguda fixes his internet.
Yeah, I can see Madam Mary. She's there down. I hope she can come and give her take,
Okay.
because she's always
Let me
giving very.
let me
Just send
just
for her a
share.
link, please, because I like
Let me
her when she comes and give us some idea, some encouraging words. So as you do that, brother Kevin, I was talking
Yes.
about Miguda left it from a place where he was saying that these guys also they can lose their lives. Yeah, how do you think that lady? You remember the lady who was beaten by stones? Unakumbuka ule mwanamke alikuwa amegongwa? I remember to see her pictures. They were being circulated online. Your mama, I felt pity on her. You know, sometimes even you have a gun, but you cannot be able to protect yourself with it. Sometimes even you throw it and you start running away like the police. Sijui kama unaona kale ka video walikuwa wanapiga watu alafu sijui watu walitokelezea wapi wakaanza kuwakimbisha. So when work start to become very difficult, sometimes people tend also to see, it's better I save my life. Like that guy also, there's a police officer who has said that his life is in danger. What I can say in police, when you enter the police, brother, be very careful because those guys they are going to. It's like they want you watch akili yako huko. There is a day I was listening to a guy called Solmali. This guy who is a special analyst saying that when you enter the GSU, they want people from 18 years to 22. Na tukiingia huko unaambiago sasa huko they want those guys because hawana akili, so hawaja kuwa yani mentally. So ukiingia huko hata ukiambia uonge wanawake utaonga tu sababu you have not nini mentally. So I have something that Gypsy Kona said here, Joseph.
I've
I
shared.
want to
I've shared the link. I don't know whether
you have shared for her.
Mary, if you are in the comment section, yeah, you can. I've just shared the link.
Yeah, she
For
can
anyone
just
else
come
who
and
also
give
maybe
us.
wants to give, yeah, just
So
come
I
in.
was reading this for Gypsy Kona. I want to live where you are. The police goons are great. The police, I don't are great. I have never been somewhere where so most of the police in these areas, our sister Gypsy Corner, they are a bit civilized. Si vile utaona hata hivyo unajua nikikuja huko I thought polisi atukipatana na yeye unaweza mwambia shika kahongo ati akuachilie, but in such cases even they can arrest you when they try to bribe them. So you when you come you find friendly police until you admire, that's why you see Kenyans, many people want it to change. Even many people in the diaspora, you see they are fighting for Kenya change. Si ati wanapigania juu ati wao wako mbali. No, they are fighting because they can see what is happening in other countries. They wanted to bring it back to the country, and so that we can be having a good life. Because sometimes you find how people are taking care of the governments abroad, and you come home and you see the way even your own police officers start to harass you from the airport. It's such so demeaning and it's such very bad. Unaanza kuharasiwa ukiwa pale kwa immigration office, and you are a Kenyan, so it's and they are treating other people coming from outside, like the people coming from US and Europe, they treat them like they are princes, but where as a citizen you are treated like you are garbage. And not forgetting that also the taxes that we pay, they are the ones which enable those guys to have the jobs that they have. So if you see your brother or your sister is under tension in the police force, afadhali mjue vile mtamfanyia tu, lakini aweze tu kutoka, kwa sababu hapo it's like you're in a death contract. So I can see brother Meguda here.
Yeah, I'm back. I was saying that I personally I was a victim of what the CS has just said, because I was detained at further against my will. I have freedom to move in the country. I was supposed to move by Friday.
Sorry, brother Kevin, you're there? I think Meguda is lost. Brother Meguda.
Oh, okay.
And
I think he's having a problem with his network. Maybe let me. He has dropped. Let me wait and see if he's coming. Meanwhile, I think I've shared a link in the comment section. Anyone who wants to come can come and give their take. So, Brother Joseph, what do you have to say about the Maraga presidential candidate? Of late, immediately after the interview that Dr. Miguna had the other day, most people are saying that, you know, all those accusations that were directed to Dr. Matiang'i can somehow clarify that he's not going to really do it good in matters of leadership. And so they've started speaking and singling out Maraga. What do you have to say about that?
I think Miguda is back. Do I give him a chance or do I respond?
Maybe Miguda? Miguda is there?
If you can give me a chance, I conclude, then maybe you can proceed, because it's like I'm having some trouble with my net. So
Okay,
what I want to say that the CS is a in charge of internal security, and I saw him in CBD. I saw him in CBD with the PS Raymond Omolo. I saw Masengeli. I saw Bungei. So those orders came from them that we cannot access our destined places. They violated the constitution by violating Article 39, that you cannot move. They violated the constitution by violating Article 37, that you cannot protest, you cannot assemble, you cannot picket. And today is coming, the media tell us that there were no civilians, there were no Subarus. And I think something is wrong somewhere. And why must they look that way? I don't understand why. We have everything, we know what happened. And that is the state we are living. That is the state we are living. And the people are suffering, even me are suffering. And I that day I was annoyed because my freedoms were curtailed by the state, and the state should be the first to protect my freedoms and accord me a movement where I should be freely moving. And we had to waste our day that day. And you are come to the media to tell us that things are okay. I think that's the Kenya we want, and that's why we still agitate for change, because you see such characters presiding over our ministry. It is unfair, it is unethical, and it's more of a professional misconduct. And I think there is that case in the court going on about him and the current deputy president. So that is not how it should be. It should be a environment whereby you accord your citizens dignity. And because, for instance, if someone just moved from one point to the other unharmed peacefully, what's wrong with that one? So before it comes to the media trying to address people, you must know that there are some people affected that day, and they really spend what they ought not to spend that day. So let him also be factual in his briefings to the media. And the media also should allow some people should not allow people to give false information to the public or misrepresentation. Makobura, I think I'll conclude by saying that the issue of National Police Service Commission should be independent. And I've heard people also saying that the president is the commander-in-chief. Now he can command the police. No, he cannot. Police is independent. He is the commander-in-chief. Even he cannot declare war. If he declare war, the parliament must approve. That's when we can go to war. So you cannot wake up in the morning, I'm the commander-in-chief, you can just shoot Kenyans. No. That is unlawful order from unknown person. The police should stick to the IG of the police and maybe the commander of the day operational. That's how the protocol works. But when you are being charged in a court of law as an officer, you are going to be independent. He is not going to be there. When you are going to be charged in a court of law as a police officer, you are going to be charged solely as Officer Baraza. Murkomen will be somewhere buying belts and watches worth millions, but you are in a custody. So sometimes even don't ignore those orders from them. And the good part of criminal is that there is no time limit. You can even be charged when RUTO has gone home. You can go home and someone can come into the presidency. You will be still charged. Even if you have retired, even if you are at your home, at your retirement, we can still go and look for you. We bring you back to be charged. And right now, there's a discussion that even if when you are dead, we must make sure that we write to the history that so and so died, but he committed atrocities. Therefore, he will be there for a long time. People will know in history that Officer Z, Officer Y, Officer X committed such atrocities. So, police officers stick to the Constitution, the Penal Code, and you know how they operate hand in hand, and make sure that you provide safety for the citizens. Do not kill citizens. Do not allow to be used by these politicians, because they will let you the way they have let Baraza right now be charged separately. Is trying to put it like, you guys, you did a good job. The Subaru guys, you did a good job. The civilian cops, you did a good job. We have covered you. You saw the way I was addressing media. I've covered you. There's no cause for alarm. No, there's cause for alarm. People will go to court. That young lady was shot. The officer was known. You will be charged separately. The Subaru guys who abducted people will be charged separately minus the CS. So let them not use you and abuse you and misuse you. Let them treat you with dignity. And this issue, whereby each and every time when we have a crisis in the country, that's when they bring the issue of police are suffering, police uniform, police reforms, mshahara ya police. Right now, we are not on demonstration. Let them talk about the issue of police officers, police welfare, police reforms, police service. Let them not wait until when we have demonstration. No. The police are suffering. So hii mambo ya kupima watu tuachane nayo. Let us live with one another, whereby we respect the state and the state must respect the people as well. Makubura, back to you. See you next time, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you, Miguda. Allow me to welcome Nyakairu to also give her take on the issue that we are speaking about tonight. Nyakairu, kindly, karibu, and you can proceed. Joseph, I'll come back to you once. Mary, are you there? Okay, maybe just... Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, fine. You can proceed.
Thank you so much, Brother Benson. And your colleague, I don't see his name, but
It's called Miguda.
Miguna? Or Miguna? Okay.
Miguda na Joseph.
Okay. Nawasalimia sana. Comment section, nawasalimia Wakenya wetu pahali popote mko. We have to have one call, that is to follow the call of what we want in our country. Our country is so beautiful, so important to us, and we need it. I heard somebody say about diasporan. Diasporian really are crying for their country because it's not all their family who are with them. They know that they'll go back home and meet their family, and they want them to be safe and sound. So the country, when it is in turmoil, everybody is not happy because we are trying to support our people wherever they are, but it's becoming very difficult for the situation that people are in now. And that one has been created by one person, RUTO. He is talking about hate. But liking somebody, it's easy. But hating somebody, it is how you perceive that person behave or do. You may decide to like somebody because of a certain thing. But the person who does bad things to people, how comes that you'd want us to like you when you are such a ruthless person? How do you expect people to like you when really you are saying shoot to kill from your own mouth in front of a big crowd? Hata hawa watu walikuwa wamelipwa waende wakamsikize hapo mlimani pahali alikuwa anawasemea habari ya kushoot mguu. It's not that they are cheering him because he has said something good. I'm telling you, they cheered because there was something that was, igniting them, having that they have been bought, they have been given money, they have been instructed what to do. That is why they did that. But innermost of those people, innermost in their own hearts, in the blood, they say there must be something of a panicky mode when they had such kind of a word coming out of the same person who bought them and brought them there. They saw death with their own eyes. They saw somebody who can kill is the one giving us money. I believe even when they left there, when they went home, they said, did you hear what he said? Did you get what he said? This man is not good. That is exactly a normal human being would say. Unless watu wamekuwa, enticed with money, wakasahau wao ni akina nani. It's very bad. So diasporians are crying their country, and they want their country being calm. Because those people who left, they didn't mean that they are going to live there forever. They are coming back to their family. They are coming back to their root. And that is where they can feel comfortable. It's not outside the country. And that is why they feel very happy when they come home. They feel rejuvenated. Something that has brought happiness in their heart when they get back home. So when that country is spoiled, it's like the whole world, because Kenyans are all over. Kenyans are just having to work hard to develop their country, to develop their future for their people, and then they can go back home. And that promise or that hope, if it is gone, they feel very bad. They feel disappointed, because even where they are, it's not that they are sleeping. They are working so hard so that they can get something to take home. But after working so hard like that, and then you see things are not working, they feel disappointed and very frustrated. So for me, that's what I mean about diasporian. If you listen to that history, this is a senator from Kiambu called Karongo Wadhangwa. Really, that history, people needed to go there and listen. It's short and clear. The much he has told us, it could be a long story for many years that was narrated on that book. But I'm telling you, that story, people need to listen very carefully and see what the similarity of what is going on in our country. Similarity. That president did the same what people are going through in Kenya. I'm sorry I have to say this. And so if this RUTO is trying to drive us that direction, Kenyans are not going to accept. And we have really refused what he is trying to do. He has attempted and he's still going on. We are not going to accept. You are hurting the people who voted for you. I didn't vote for you, but I'm also included in the same lot. We are suffering, all of us, equally. I've seen even Kalenjin, they are complaining. There's no progress in their place. So this RUTO has surrounded himself with friends that they eat and enjoy and drink and laugh. And when they come out, the only thing they can say is people to keep quiet or they'll be shot. That's the narrative. And that is what people are not liking. Because you cannot tell us that you're going to shoot us when you are destroying us and destroying even the country. The thing that is happening in Kenya right now is something that needs to be corrected immediately. RUTO should not be given time to continue doing what he is doing. People have decided that he will go all the way to 2027. If I had my own way, surely RUTO needed to get out of that place as soon as possible. We are not getting anywhere. He is still going on insulting people, telling us that he is building a tunnel so that to keep himself safe. And I wonder, the tunnel to keep him safe, what does it mean to Kenyans? Tunnel for what? Why are you running away from people? That means you know you are a bad person. And do you expect us to like you? The hatred even become more on RUTO. And RUTO is not a good person since the word go. It's only that he lied to people and they listened. They thought that this guy has changed. This guy is going to do good thing, but he was just lying. I listened to Muturi when he was being interviewed. He said RUTO could go 5 churches in a day in Central. And I asked myself, 5 churches in a day? What was that in him? What other thing did he want to have apart from the blessings of the first church he went, and then he went the second and third, fourth and fifth? Why? Na hiyo kitu ndio watu wa Kenya wangejiuliza, waseme huyu mtu ni nini anatafuta? Because most people when they go for one church, one service, they are ready to go home and get lunch and relax until Monday morning they start going to their businesses. But RUTO would go 5 in a day. That shocked me. Sikumuelewa, na mimi kama ningejua hivyo nikiwa niko Kenya, watu wale walikuwa wanajua ametoka hapa ameenda hapa, surely wangejiuliza swali. Na hata Muturi akaulizwa, kwani nyinyi hamkupata, you didn't have a clue? Muturi said, unajua kuabudu kwa mtu huwezi kucontrol, huwezi mkatisha. Sisi hatukumuelewa, tulikuwa nafikiria huyu jamaa kweli anampenda Mungu na kweli tumsaidieni afike pahali anaenda. So things didn't work. It worked for RUTO, who is now ruthless, who is now saying people should be shot. Na mnasikia alikuwa anaenda kanisa 5 kwa one day. Ati alikuwa anaomba nani? Mimi najiuliza hivyo. Alikuwa anaabudu nani? And now he goes one church, and then after church, I don't know where he goes. And in those church that he attends, that one church, akitoka hapo ile maneno anaachilia ni maneno ingine hata hamuelewi. Mnashindwa huyu alitoka wapi? Alituingilia na njia gani? So Kenyans, with good will of our country, ni wakati wetu tufikirie which way to go. Mimi nauliza, kwani watu wameenda wapi? Hata kama Gachagua ako safarini, tuone kuna watu wengine wanawasha moto, na hiyo moto iwe kali kabisa. Because we could see Gachagua was really dealing with this guy as he is supposed to be dealt with. But some things which I've seen Kenya happening is that people are coming together. And I pray that opposition to be together until the end. Wasiachiane, waendelee kuwa pamoja, watengeneze hiyo rumba yao vizuri, na sisi tuko nyuma tuwafuate. Everybody outside Kenya, inside Kenya is suffering. Watu wamesapoti watu wao, wale wako nje wanasapoti watu wao huko nyumbani. Wamefika pahali wanashindwa sasa, what else can we do? We are supporting even neighbors. Unakuta mtu hana hata chakula na ako na watoto. And you see the problem that we have in Kenya right now. Hata ile mambo yote huyu mtu anajiita rais wa Kenya anaongea, it's not about development. Anaongea kwa ubinafsi wake, ati yeye msimufanyie chochote, msimtusi, na mkicheza atawamaliza. Of course, amemaliza watu. That's the problem we have. Hafikiri habari ya development ya Kenya. Yeye ni wa deals, na kuambia watu mtauawa mkikataa ile mambo ninataka kufanya. Na ile mambo anafanya ni mambo mabaya. I wish ni factory anaenda nasema tutajenga factory hapa, halafu iwe watu wanakataa. Sasa atawauliza, sasa mkikataa watoto wenu watapata kazi wapi? But you cannot be telling us affordable house for what? Watu hawatahama vijijini waje wakae hizo nyumba, na kwanza hizo nyumba zinaumiza watu wengi sana, because you are taking money from the poor people who are also struggling to make ends meet, na wasapoti watu wao. There are also Kenyans who are supporting other people, family members within the location, within Kenya. Yani mtu ako Kenya anajitahidi anasaidia mtu ako Kenya. That is how bad it is. People are sharing. Watu wame downgrade maisha yao, kuishi kwao, kwa sababu ya ile mambo wamebadilishiwa na huyu mtu. So for people to relax, not this time. Sasa ni wakati wa vita. Ni wakati wa kupigana na huyu mtu. With all these few dogs that he sends out, waje watuumize roho wakituambia hapo watajaza. Wengine wanasema ati tutaiba. You already accept defeat. Kwa hivyo mmejitangaza mtaiba. So we are coming for you. That you are not going to steal from us. Everything will be laid open so that we see who is the winner. Lakini najiuliza, hii mambo yote anafanya huko State House, kujenga hii mijengo, what does that mean to people? What does that mean to him? Is he trying to make that he is not going to live as he said he is not going to give power to planless people? Watu wako na plans za kujenga nchi yao na wamejitayarisha. Wacha kutuharibia mambo ile sisi tunajua tunaweza fanya. Wacha kueleza the few, because Kenyans are not listening to you. Kenyans are listening to people who will fight for their country. Na wewe vile unajidanganya, You're not going to give power to people, to planless people. It is unheard of. Na hiyo mambo utupilie mbali, because once we are done, you are going to give us, you are going to allow us govern the country. Si ati ni wewe utatupea governance ama government, si wewe. Mambo ile yote sisi tunaongea mambo ya ukweli, mambo itakayofanyika, na wewe usifikiri ati utashika hiyo uongozi ukae nao, ati kwa sababu you are on the seat, ati kwa sababu lazima umalize miaka 10. Let me advise you, Mr. President. Miaka 10 kuna mtu anaweza maliza kwa sababu ya jitihada zake za kufanyia watu kazi. But you cannot be killing people and destroying the country and then we allow you. It's easy, it's simple mathematics. Hakuna mambo unaweza ambiwa ati kwa sababu ya sisi tunakuambia umeharibu nchi, umeua watu na hauna plan. In fact, you are the one who is planless. You're not planning anything. The only plan you have is about securing yourself. We saw the other day barricading capital city of a country. Ati hakuna mtu anaweza ingia na mawaya. Sasa saa hii iko wapi hiyo waya? Why did you remove it? It should be there forever. Surely, yes. Tuone vile maisha itaendelea ya Kenya. He should have put those things permanently. Ikae hapo. Si kuweka leo alafu unaondoa kesho. No. Put it there permanently. Ndio tujue wewe ni mwanaume. You have done so many atrocities in our country, but because you are untouchable, you feel you are right to do that. Kenyans, all this is in your heads, in your mind, what this guy has done. So we can't like him. The hatred goes up and up all days. Na hakuna siku tunaweza, kwanza mtu kuua mwingine for no reason, kuua watu for no reason, innocent people actually. Does that warrant him to get liked? And he's not going to force us to like him. Liking is automatic. But hatred, it's what we see you do. It grows with time. Maybe wakati wa kwanza walikuwa wanasikia RUTO alifanya, which is true, he did. Watu wakapuuza. But now they see in their own naked eyes what he is doing. And that is the conclusion, that this guy is bad news. Kwa hivyo, hiyo hatred anasema watu wakimpenda, there is violence. He is the one causing it. And then he brings violence. Look at him. He says, hatred brings violence. Yeye ndiye ameleta hatred, na yeye ndiye ameleta violence. What else does he want? He's answering himself. Somebody said RUTO amejikaanga na mafuta yake. It is true. Mdomo mrefu, mdomo mkubwa, loose mouth, kuongea mambo ambayo wanarudi wanasema ati hakusema hivyo. By the way, what was he trying to reduce? From shooting to kill to shoot the leg. What was he reducing? There is no word of shooting should come out of a president's mouth. Because now, these people, I would say, in their own security meeting, they don't discuss simple things. They don't discuss peace. That's my own opinion. They don't discuss peace. They discuss how they're going to kill people who try to oppose them. And that's given. But unfortunately, most of the people who have been killed, they are innocent people. Hata sio goons, wala wanaita goons. That's the problem we have. While we know they cannot shoot the goons because they are the same, they are their people. Ni goons on top of goons. Lakini innocent people, they die in the midst. So RUTO has done all what he has planned. Hii mambo yote wanaongeaga huko. And maybe they talk like a joke when they are talking there and they laugh because I see them smiling. It's like in Kenya, there is a lot of peace. That is why they are smiling. The way they talk like everybody is safe, everybody is peaceful, but they forget there are so many people crying. But they are not forgetting that there are people crying. They know that there are people crying. It's just that they are being very ignorant to the problems of our country, to the problems of people losing their people anyhowly. So Wakenya wapendwa, sisi wote tunatakiwa tuwe kitu moja. And I believe, however, how long it is, it breaks my heart when I hear that RUTO has to go all the way to 2027. I repeat again, it's terrible. It's like we are in captive under somebody, under one person, keeping us hostage. And it is too long. There should be something that can be done sooner. Things are boiling and Kenya is bleeding. Watu wanazika watoto wao. One man said, mliua mtoto wangu. Kama nilikuwa namchukia, ningemuua mimi. That was sad. Mzazi kufika kusema maneno kama hiyo. While ana prepare kumzika. And I ask myself, what's wrong by arresting people, put them in jail? What happened? Nowadays, people are not arrested and put in jail, taken to court and taken to jail. People are just being murdered. And I just wonder, these people who are masking themselves, camouflaging themselves, coming around killing people, who are they? Even if they are Kenyans, who have been given this order to go and kill, who are they? Will we know them one day? Will they reveal themselves one day? Because people are living in fear for these people whom we don't know whether they are terrorists who have invaded our country. And I believe RUTO can do that. The much he has terrorized the people in Kenya, he can use those people who can accept doing all those orders that they are given. People who don't feel for people who they don't belong to. People who feel that I'll do whatever this ruthless president tells me. And they know once we kill, that person will never be seen ever again. We will be under the ground. Ni watu wa aina gani? Who are these people? People who are merciless. People who are doing heinous acts that we cannot be able even to elaborate. We cannot even be able to explain. Because how comes people cover themselves, use Subarus all around, shooting people? Who are these? Hata tuliambiwa na GACHAGUA 101. It's a group of 101. Who are these people? Are they Kikuyus? Are they Kalenjins? Are they Luos? Who are these? Do they think RUTO will be there forever? Do they think RUTO will cover for them once one of them is arrested or ambushed? Everything that has a start has an end. And I hope we get to know these people revealed. RUTO has done our country the most, I don't know how I can, disastrous act that we are facing in our country. A country that we love, a country that we believe, where our people lives. Ni wachache ambao wametoka nje. Kwa familia ya watu 10, mmoja ametoka ameenda nje. Am I able to serve those people? Am I able to support those people when they are sick? They want food. They have nowhere to live. Watu wamenyanyaswa, wamepelekwa hivi na vile, na si ati ni right ya huyu mtu. Anatumia nguvu kwa sababu yeye ni president. And yet he has, and I wonder, these people who are being given money to go and stand in front of that man, talking those bad things, killing people. What are you thinking? Na ukienda hapo nyumbani, neighbor wako akikuona anakuuliza nini? Unamwambia nini? Umetoka wapi? It's time to stand with our country. It's time to stand with our country and know where we are being taken. What I see, our country is going down, but he will go down fast. Simuelewi. Na shida imekuwa kubwa kwa sababu ya nyinyi wananchi. Don't go to his meeting. Don't go to his rally. Stay away. Akose mtu kabisa. If you go because some people is like they are being forced to go, don't cheer him up. Don't. Because I know you are guilty. You, mwananchi ambaye unamfuata kwa sababu ya pesa, you are guilty. Kwa roho yako ndani. I saw those women. They cannot even face the camera. Ni kama wanauliza tutatoka hapa saa ngapi? Sasa hiyo wanapanda bus. They were asking, when shall I get in the bus so that to vanish out of the people who are fighting for their country. There were people there. Wamesimama wanawaambia nyinyi ni wasaliti. Watoto wenu wanauawa na mnaenda. Those words could have made those women to back up and go home. Even if you are given 2,000, how long will it take you? Saa hii zimeisha. Na umejiaibisha, umejiweka kwa msalaba. Umeonyesha Kenya how you cannot support the right thing. You can't support the goal, the focus of the country. Kwa sababu ya 2,000. Those things doesn't add up. Wananchi wa Kenya, wacheni kujiaibisha. The war is almost. Na utabaki huko ukilia, ukijiuliza kwa nini nilifanya hivyo. Mambo vile inaendelea Kenya, you should not be left behind. Lakini unajiletea mambo ambayo si mazuri, alafu inakuumiza kwa maisha yako. Utajidharau kabisa. Ile ile damu imemwagika Kenya ni ya mtoto wako, hata kama si wako binafsi, ni ya mtoto wako. Angalia mtoto wako uone hata yeye angemwaga damu, sababu huyu mtu hana haja na mtu yeyote. Tuko na shida. Na kwa hivyo Wakenya, mkiangalia muone vile mambo inaenda, ungekuwa kama huyo neiba yako ambaye hakuenda kuhudhuria mkutano wa mtu kama huyo. He should be left alone. Wacha asikie kabisa amechukiwa. Kwa mama, mmeniaibisha kabisa, because I can't do that. I will not be in that group. I cannot imagine myself standing there cheering such a person. Mtu ambaye amenyamazisha nchi nzima kwa sababu ya kuua watu. Lakini we are not backing up. Tutaendelea kupigana. Hata wakati wa Mau kulikuwa snitchers ambao walikuwa wanaambilia mzungu pahali watu wako. Watu wazuri ambao wanapigana nchi yetu ndio itoke kwa mikono ya mkoloni. Lakini sasa kumekuwa na wengine. Ruto will not be our president. Na kwa nyoyo zetu na kwa akili zetu, Ruto is not our president. He is there by chance, not us. Tumemkataa kata. Na hii mambo ya Kenya imeenda mbali sana, because it's unprecedented vile mambo imetokea. Watu wanapiga kelele na hakuna mtu anasikia. Wanajiita ati wanaongoza. I don't know whom he is leading. He is leading himself, but not wananchi. Wananchi wako kivyao, wanafanya kazi zao na masumbuko ile wameletewa. These things that people are doing are being bribed to follow the wrong course ya kuumiza wananchi wa Kenya. You'll pay for it. Nyinyi ma MP, senators, wherever you are, who support this kind of bad historical government ambayo inatumia kifua, mtalia siku moja. It's not a prophetic way, but I'm saying as a human being that whatever you do, whatever goes around comes around. Mtalipa na mtaumia. Because it will be the right time for good people to have their service, their priorities and everything, but you will not be counted. You'll be somewhere weeping. Tutasherehekea nchi yetu. Kwa hivyo Wakenya, tushikane, tujimudu, tujipee nguvu, kila kitu kitakuwa good. Kitakuwa kizuri na maisha itabadilika. It is tough. Na kuna msemo kwa Kikuyu unasema ehaga ekiumo. It gets worse when you are about to win. And that is how it is right now. Gen Z, congratulations. You opened many eyes in our country who were not seeing. They understand what is going on. And continue fighting. It is your future. My dear Gen Z, you are good soldiers. I give you my blessings that you fight without looking back. New Oga ako now kwa nyinyi watoto. He fear you because you have everything that it takes. We love you. Go ahead with your work. Be careful, be vigilant, and we are together and we are going to conquer. God bless Kenya na Wakenya wetu pahali popote mko. It's sad. We need to have our country. I have my people who I'm not able to support them right now. They cry. Wanasema ati ni kujikaza tu. Shida ni mingi. You feel sad. You cannot be able to support everybody. But things will get better. It hurts. Kenya is our country where we belong. People are people. They are not animals. They want to live in their country peacefully. Why not? Ni shida gani hii ilipata nchi yetu? Huyu mtu mlimchagua akawageuka. Shida yake ni nini? Ameiba pesa zote, ameacha watu waumie. Mtu alikuwa ana pahali ya kuishi, hana. Mtu alikuwa anapeleka watoto shule, hawezi. Mtu alikuwa anaweza kujilipia hata pesa ya hospitali, hawawezi. Kila mtu sasa ni kulia because of what is going on. Within a very short time, the country has become bankrupt, but the loans are heaping up. Where are we going? Huyu mtu atolewe. We don't deserve this. We deserve freedom and peace in our country so that we can live harmoniously. I love my country, Kenya. It's where I come from, my root, my country. Mungu atubariki. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mary, for giving us your take. Can see Joseph is also back. Joseph, you can give your take and then maybe we finish.
Sorry my brother and my sister, leo nimekuwa engaged kidogo, nimekuwa nikiengage, so I'm very sorry. I take this opportunity to say sorry. I have come in and had our mom speaking very powerful words, and ningetaka ajue we are always together. Maybe he does not remember me, maybe he can remember my voice. So I've heard what he has said in the last points about how she's praying for the country. Everybody is praying for our country because we are passing through a very dark time, and it's not the person we hate. It's not the person we hate, but the characters that he has. So let him not come and say that people hate him and why the other governments, why the people are not even coming out to seem like they are demonstrating or doing what. It's not. It is the character we hate that is in him, and the lies that he continues peddling. The lies even are the problems with the citizens. Is the people have, when you are lied to for most of the time, you become fed up. I think Kenyans have become fed up of these theorics, and when this guy is put under pressure, I think even he does not communicate or tell us the more lies is continuing. But when we let him without giving him pressure, ataanza kuleta hizo mauongo zake zile amezoea. So I want to thank the young generation for always keeping up the spirit and fighting for the country. And this is their country. They should know that they are the ones who are coming in. Some of us, our ages are dwindling. some even we in some years to come hatutakuwa tukiweza hata kuenda hizo, hata watu wakiitana hizo mambo za civic actions if they will be. But at this time, they are the ones who need to fight for the country, because now they are the ones who are to live. If the country continues to go like that, they are going to live the bad fruits. But kama wataweza kubadilisha nchi, they are going to reap all the good fruits that can come with the country. Kenya is a blessed country. It has resources. It has good weather. It has so many things we have. Even food, ni vile tu serikali inapenda kutuchezea, but if we have good leaders, like the good spirited Gen Z vile wanakuja, we'll have even our food basket will grow, because they'll be having Kenya at heart. That's why I said I'm not going to vote for this all old guards who have been there. I'm not going to take my vote to vote for those old guards. I'm going to vote for new fresh minds. Is a high time we have fresh minds. Also, we see what they can do for us, because having these old guys is like they say, ni kama wanaonaga kama hawezi tolewa pale, they start becoming so egocentric, wanasikia hapana, hakuna kitu mnaweza nifanya. So I think that is the problem. That is what we are seeing in the current MPs and the current Senate and the current executive. Wanajua ati tunaweza ongelesha vile mnataka, mtatufanya nini? So that's why when I'm going to go to vote, I myself, I talk about myself, because I don't want to talk about anybody else. I'll be voting for new fresh minds. And this time round, I'm going to tell all the Gen Zs, if you want to change your country, please, when it reaches to vote, please come out and vote. I like the ideas you're bringing on the table of you going for civic educations. Please just go for those civic education, educate even the old ladies in the village, because we saw, if you don't educate even these women, they're the ones you'll see them akina Kasongo will be buying them, and watakuwa wakienda kuchia as a cheering squad. And eventually utasikia mpaka wamepatiwa pesa wakauza hizo maidi ati wameenda kununua unga ama kufanya nini, and ndio walishe watoto. That will be their what they will be saying. So when these Gen Zs go to the rural areas, because I've seen they have started a caravan, and we also should chip in, my brother and sister, people who have the will and the power, and some, even if it is small financial aid, let's chip in for these guys as they do the civic educations for the old people, and also for the people in the rural areas, so that we can have people who, when we go to elections, we can have leaders who have the capability and don't have criminal backgrounds, because that is which is really in Kenya. We always vote for MPs who have criminal backgrounds. So what do you expect they are going to come and talk and do and talk? They're just going to be talking the way you see some of the leaders are talking, because we never vet them. Even when you hear somebody has shot, or he has killed somebody, or he has talked the way he has talked, you can still go and vote for him. That's why we never change. When you vote for a corrupt leader and you know he or she has been corrupted, there is no change you're bringing in the country. So for this civic education, I've seen they have started. Please, Kenyans, let's join hands. Let's support them. Even if not financially, you can support them also by coming out and helping also to educate. If you can be able to educate the people, we have old people in the village. They don't know even the news. Maybe just try to keep them with the current affairs. So that in 2027, it will be easier job and easier task for us to remove this Kasongo guy. So I want to thank for everyone in the comment section, kina Gypsy Corner, kina Brenda, and Shima, and everybody who was watching us today. I want to give a thanks for them for coming to join in the conversation. For our Madam Nyakairo, I want to thank him for always standing steadfast for fighting for Kenya. I want to thank Brother Kevin for always hosting us, and Brother Benson, and also Brother Miguda. I want to thank him for coming for the show today. For Madam Nyakairo, I just made a fun of you the other day when I said two term. I'm very sorry. Hiyo siwezi ingia hiyo bado wako. So thank you.
Thank you. Maybe I can give Mary a chance, to give her last remarks before we close.
Thank you, Brother Benson. Thank you. The last speaker, I can't remember your name, what you said you are, but yeah, I was, you made me a little bit shaken when I saw you saying two term, but I think whoever was the moderator told me that you are just joking, but then I took it easy. Kuna mtu ameniuliza hapo vile najisikia. I'm getting much better, much better. That's why I can be able to stand and say something on the forum for some time. Yeah, ni shida kubwa kwa nchi. Watu walikuwa, hata kama hatukuwa vizuri vile, kurudishwa kule chini kabisa na mtu ambaye hata hana nidhamu, hana heshima na maisha ya watu. It is horrifying, very bad. Mimi kwangu nasikia uchungu kweli kabisa in my heart kuhusu hao watu wanauawa, siwajui, but I'm just putting myself in the shoe. I'm putting myself in that shoe, what that parent is feeling. Hakulea huyo mtoto wake auawe. And to make the matter worse, this is not an accident. Ni watu wanatoka tu huko na magari yao wanakuja aiming, ready to shoot and kill. Na kwa akili zao wanajua ukishoot mtu uwe hata rudi tena. That's where the most pain is. Wazazi wanaachwa na watoto wao. Mtoto ambaye alikuwa anajitayarisha kesho anaenda shule hataenda. Kama hata labda alikuwa amepika chakula kile huyo mtoto atabeba kesho through strenuous way, hizo chakula kitakuwa hapo kwa sababu huyo mtoto amezimwa. It's terrifying. Na hii mambo yote ni watu wanaketi kwa ofisi wanapangia wengine vile watawamaliza. Who are you to finish people? Who are you to kill people? Hata yeye atapatikana tu. I'm telling you, the pain that people are going through in Kenya, losing their children like that, ati kila siku lazima kuwe mzazi analia, na huyo mtoto si mnyama amemkula, sio accident, si ugonjwa. At least kwa ugonjwa, you go step by step, seeing the condition of the patient. But when you look, it's somebody who come and a drive from all the way, kuja in a particular place kushuti mtu aue. That's terrible. Hao si watu. Ziao ni ya kuua. Kwa nini we ulizaliwa? Kwa nini we usisimame pahali useme upigwe risasi ndio tuone where you will go? Sababu ninaona kama wanafikiria wakishuti mtu akikufa arudi apate uhai tena. Because this is a big problem. Yani wanaona kama ni joke. It's a serious issue and it needs to stop. Wazazi hawezi kuwa everyday crying. My people, Kenyans, we can't live like animals. Ati tunajificha. Saa hii hata ukiona polisi unaogopa, unaona huyu ni mtu ambaye anaweza fikiria chochote. And the way they walk with those bunduki, and they are loaded. Kwanza swali moja nilijiuliza, okay, they are going for maandamano to control the protesters who have got water, bendera and a phone. na wanabeba bunduki ambao ni loaded na live bullets. Kwani ni wanyama unaenda kukutana na wao? Those police ought to have arrested goons, kwa sababu si ati wanaweza shindwa na kushika goon. Washike wawili watatu tuone example. But not arresting people who will prove that I had a phone, water and a bendera in court. Hata sioni ni fine ya nini watu wanapewa. Judges should stop even fining these people because you can see the evidence is not there. Ya kusema huyu ni terrorist ama huyu ni goon. Goons wanaachiliwa wanaenda zao. It's so painful. Those are my stands for my country. Those are my complaints. Those are things that are really making me confused. What is bad people? Where are these bad people in Kenya? You are arresting good people because there are goons there. But having that they are, then there should be nobody be arrested, nobody should be killed. Lakini sasa imekuwa ni kama kuhadaa watu, kuwatupia tumaindi hivi, ndio wakija kuchukua kwa sababu wako na njaa, unawaua. That is how it is. Unawatega. But we are not going to give up. Our country is so precious. Na Mungu awape nguvu wa Kenya wetu. Fikiria ati nyumbani siwezi kwenda sababu things are not right. Watu wengi hawawezi kusafiri sababu wanaogopa. Unaogopa nchi yako. Where else? Pahali unaishi si ati ni pahali unasikia uko huru. You went there maybe for a reason and then you go back home. Now the home that you cannot travel. Wakenya, Mungu awabariki sana. Thank you, Benson. Asanteni.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sister Mary. Brother Kevin.
Yes.
I just wanted to update you something. Ni kama kule ile side nyingine kuna umana it's like they wamesema kuna damu ilikuwa inafaa ijengwe Tharaka Nithi. Umesema itajengwa. So I think things are weakening. And I have also seen speaker Wetangula ni kama amesema Ruto ni kama re-election yake itakuwa normal. So I think things are weakening.
Okay, that's tough. I think those are signs that things are not working out. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah. So maybe if you have anything to say, Joseph, before we finish.
No, brother, I just want to thank all of you for coming to our show. We educate so many people, and it's very good when we have time. Sometimes we need to avail ourselves so that we can keep this spirit. The spirit must continue. This spirit has been planted by Gen Z who have been given strength by God. We need to encourage them further, and we encourage them through any means. And for everything, God has a way. He's preparing us a good way. It's not all dark and gloom as we are seeing in the future. God is preparing something good for us in the future. So we need to keep hope alive. Hope is the most constant thing in this life. So let's keep hope. Let's keep dreaming about a new Kenya, a good Kenya that everybody can be able to feel proud and feel so much proud to become a Kenyan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think now I'll just end. I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone who joined us today. We really appreciate. Thank you so much, Gypsy Corner. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Joseph. Miguda as well. Allow me to also say thank you to Shaima Hossein for finding time to join us. There was, of course, Mary Wainaina. Thank you so much. There was Brenda Obedi. There was Judith Carretha and everyone who joined. We really appreciate. Just want to take this opportunity now to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed afternoon, blessed morning, blessed evening from wherever you're watching us. Thank you so much. And we hope that you'll join us again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.